Muted.
Hello.
Strem is unmuted. Right, hello everyone. How's it
Oh my
going?
God.
Good. We're playing D&D after 2 weeks. Yay.
What is this term that you use? D.
D&D? Oh, my mum thinks it's some sort of fetish. But we won't go into that. So anyway, right. So I feel bad for unmuting the stream now. Right. So yeah, we are good to go. Has everyone got a drink and stuff and Bardley and let me play some music, shall I?
Yeah, we'll be.
Yeah, can you send me the body link?
Yeah. My face when that is such a funny joke. Session 8 in a row. Actually, I think it's probably been since I've done Bardley. Yeah, there must be like 12 sessions since then. So this is where I discover that Bardley for some reason is being super laggy, but it's fine. I will just deal with that as it comes along. Right, so we're all good to go, are we?
I'm just eating now, but I'll be here.
Yeah, well,
I'm good.
Lucky you having some food, because
Am
all of
I?
us are lucky.
Is it just everyone here that is playing, or will we be controlling any extra characters?
Depends what happens this session. As after we left off last time, some different things have happened. So James is leaving us, obviously. So I think because when we last left off, Ritok was unconscious. I think as maybe just if we let the people take him away to be looked after or whatever, and then we see if he comes back at some point. We'll see. So last we left off, you guys had come to the town of Oristas for a whole bunch of different reasons. I'm sure you probably know what reasons you guys are all here for. But as part of that, you wanted to meet Zoltar Zinfaren, the strange, quite isolated leader of Oristas, and you ended up doing the only thing you could think of to get his favour, which was do his challenge, the Gauntlet of Oristas, which you managed to succeed just about, as a bunch of you got beat up pretty badly. So, as you are taking a breath, Ritok gets carted off by a couple of the rangers who come in, who takes him on a sort of like, puts him on some sort of bed, just like, yeah, there you go, something like that.
Stretcher.
That's the word. I don't know how words work. Yes, stretcher. That's the one. So they take him off to some medical ward or whatever, and you guys are just sort of just standing around, not really understanding what you're supposed to do. A couple of people come into the arena and start to approach you. What music should I do? Okay, I'll find some music. So a couple of people begin walking up to you. 3 people in sort of like green cloaks who begin approaching. Their faces covered, except for the one in the center of the 3, who's quite tall, is obviously an elf, and as she brings her hood back, it's this quite tall, blonde elf woman with her hair tied behind her head and like these large ears that point, sort of behind her head as well. She sort of like looks you over your battle-scarred, weary faces, and she says, "Well, congratulations on passing the gauntlet. I am here to bring you to Zoltar Zinfaren, as agreed."
Oh, do you think we might be able to have somewhere to sit down for a bit first?
You can sit down whilst waiting.
Okay.
She looks at the rest of the 2 covered group people, and they begin escorting you out of the arena up to the town of Oristas. Is there anything you guys wanted to do, say, chat about on the way there, or anything? Because they're walking quite silently as they lead you up to the palace.
Gideon, do you have a message to pass on?
I don't think so. Why'd you say that, Scripture?
Would the two that we're following, well, sorry, the three that we're following,
Mhm.
would they definitely hear any conversation that we're having?
They're elf
They,
speed.
they don't seem to be like listening
yeah.
into you. You could probably have a quiet conversation as you're walking.
Okay. Well, if we're heading there now, should we not? Aaron, no.
They know about what?
That we're going there now.
Oh, right. Sorry, I just assumed she would be up watching in the crowd or something. Did you see her?
Perhaps. Did I see her?
No, not you. The last time you saw her was before you went on into the thing, and she said she had to go anyway. So she
No,
said
the last time I
she
saw her was before we went into the gauntlet.
All right. Well, I'll use the this magic stone thing I managed to get. It's like a communication stone, I think. I don't know
Called
what
it ascending stone.
ascending stone. You got a better memory than me sometimes, Grimshaw.
It was only yesterday.
It was a very long yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, God, it was just
Almost-
yesterday, but after that fight, it feels like
3
feels
weeks.
like weeks.
Yeah. I'll use the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send something by the sending stone, and I kind of fall back to the back of the party and kind of like, I don't know. I guess I bring it up to me. What does it kind of look like?
It's like a small like pebble, but it has like a musical note on it, and it has a sort of like hole at the top end that is intended to speak into. And what you do is you sort of rub it in your hands, and then it sort of like glows a little bit, and you can speak into it.
Right. Well, I kind of do the aforementioned procedure that I assume I saw Erin do,
Yeah, she showed you how to do it when she gave it to you.
and I guess I kind of like think of Erin similar to how I'm doing the message spell.
Right. Okay.
And do I?
Well,
feel any-
you know that the sending stones, they're paired, so they can only send to
Okay.
the other stone. They don't send straight to your head, effectively.
Hmm.
So it's like a phone sort of thing. Right. Okay. So yeah, you rub it, sort of like warms a little in your hand, and it starts to slowly glow, and you sort of just like hide it off so no one sees the glowing, and you speak into it as you raise it to your lips.
Hey, Erin. I hope this works. We've won the gauntlet. It was tough work, but we managed to deal with Guthric's. Was really handy. You sure know how to pick him. I don't think we'll be seeing Ruddock for a little while. He's just been carted off. But we're off to Zoltar's now. I don't know if you're busy or not, but I imagine we'll be there for a little while. Keep in touch, Gideon. And then just kind of pull it away.
Okay. After a few moments, you hear like a voice coming from it, and you put it up to your ear, and you hear, "Oh, Gideon, thank you very much. I'm heading to the palace now. I have managed to actually find a way in, so hopefully I'll be able to make myself known to you guys as you go in."
Yeah, that's fine. What kind of things were you planning on doing in there?
I sort of wanted to, if you guys could distract him, I would like to search around the palace a little bit on my own.
Well, we did agree to this before, so I'm not one for breaking bargains. We'll see it in there.
Righto. And then you just hear it's like being put into a bag or something.
I go back up to Scrimshaw and kind of smile to Gothric, who I imagine "Ugh," back at me. As a walk past.
Zach's here, so.
I know.
Okay.
I suppose actually, did we meet Gothric before or after separating? Was it while we were separating from Erin? So on that last.
Erin
meeting?
introduced you to Gothric.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
But was that after? Was that before or after receiving the sending stone
Oh, that was
and
after.
discussing things with her?
She gave you the sending stone last night. You met Gothric this morning.
So he wouldn't actually have any idea of what's planned.
Well, no, Gothric and Erin has spoken about
Oh,
this,
okay,
and she told you a lot about what she wants.
Mm.
She told you that
Mm.
this morning with Gothric there anyway.
Okay.
Are you there, Zach? I don't even know if he's there. So, all this time we've been Gothric explaining.
He's the strong silent type.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I come back. I Scrimshaw and Sokka, I assume, will be kind of walking near each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Erin's trying to make her own way down through the bottom. Like we said the other day, we need to try and find a way to distract Zoltar when she wants to have a look around.
I mean, we needn't really stray much far from what we'd be doing anyway.
That's true. That is true. Sokka, do you think you have any ideas of, things you could do?
I was just looking. I could Druidcraft behind him. I don't know what that entails.
What are the components on it?
Components.
Yeah.
Oh, verbal.
Yeah, so it would be fairly obvious.
Well, I trust you that you'll come up with something interesting if the situation arises.
Yeah.
just-
Ooh, they changed the spell page on there.
Yeah, that's why it took so long to reply. I was like, what the heck?
No, it expanded everything by default.
Oh. Why? Right.
God,
okay.
imagine that happening on like a 20th level wizard with like 50 spells in there.
Oh dear. This is a
Kind of rough as it is.
Didn't know that was a thing. Okay, right, anyway.
Moving swiftly on.
Zach
carry
says
on.
his Discord is being weird, by the way, so he's going to try relogging.
He's brooding.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think we carry on.
Okay, so you guys begin making your way up to the palace where you have been before. This time, just ushered past the guards who you don't speak to. They seem the same, to be honest, just like staring off into the distance, not really paying much heed to you. Having a slight sort of almost sense of derision almost as you pass them. But you are led into the main council chambers where you had also been turned back before. But this time you are led into a large, past some large stone doors. Wooden doors that lead into a large stone hallway. This seems to be more Zoltar's private quarters by the pictures, these statues, the pieces of art on the walls, and quite a fascination with like lots of mirrors all over the place. You sort of notice that there's like all these sort of very different mirrors, like almost like funky crazy house mirrors. Like as you go past one, you're really thin, then really fat, and then tall and short and stuff. As you're led past into a sort of more like a holding area, waiting area with a couple of like sofas and chairs and a table. The three people just nod to you and sit you down. As you sort of like begin looking around. It's quite nice, quite warm. There's a fire burning in the corner, in like a fireplace.
Is just the elves present and the elf present and the people under the hoods?
They've actually gone now. So they sat you down and sort of like nodded to you, and then they've sort of began walking off. If you want to do
Getting anything?
yeah, we can hear you now.
Ah, okay. It's weird. Just new pair.
Oh my god, that is
things.
so loud.
Oh, is it? Sorry.
Yeah. I'm just going to turn you down. This is Matt
Your
Bacon
previous
level.
microphone was loud as well. 'Cause you're on 86% for me. So
He was on 180 for me.
oh.
What's your camera got on? Oh no, it's not.
Yeah, there's a lot of background noise for you. I'm not sure why you got so much.
Yeah. Just need a pair of headphones, I think.
Sounds like a laptop mic.
Oh, right. Hang on. Connected the wrong thing.
Yeah, it's weird. It sounds like there's some it's attempting noise cancellation stuff, but also not doing it.
Yeah, strange. So So anyway, after a few moments, you sat there, You hear one of the doors, not one of the ones you came from, but around the corner, open and close, and you hear like the sort of tap 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 of someone's like shoes on the hard stone floor coming towards you. And as you sort of just wait around, you notice this tall drow with sort of pallid grey skin, wearing Magister's clothes, approaches, and his red eyes sort of suspiciously look you all up and down as he walks towards you, and he's got this like long white braided hair that just swishes as he struts towards you. Behind him is a smaller person, probably, from what you can tell, a woman, even though she's got this like large cloak over her eyes that you can't really see much of her face or her body or anything, which is quite short. But there's this like long black hair spilling out of it, sort of just like swishes in front of her chest. The drow notices you and after a moment speaks up. He says, "Nice to meet you. I am Master Amon. I hear that you've succeeded in the gauntlet. I'm very impressed."
Yes, thank you. Oh God, what's that sound?
No, that's just Maddie.
I'm sorry.
I think there's some fireworks outside. Yes, it's lovely to meet you. Sorry, the first meeting could be with us a little better presented. See, we're in a bit of a state at the moment. One member down as well.
Oh yeah, you can have a short rest,
Sure, I
by the way,
suppose.
as you're all waiting around.
Okay.
Well, okay, cool.
Yeah, he says to you, and you all are... Your names?
My name is Scrimshaw.
Gothric.
Saka.
And I kind of do a little bow and say, Gideon.
Oh God, Zach, that is so loud.
Sorry.
That is so ridiculous. Maybe just try and put yourself in push to talk for now. That would probably solve it. So he says, "Very nice to meet you." He sort of like looks you up and down, Scrimshaw, a little bit. Doesn't say anything. He says, "I am the most recent addition to the Lord Zinfaren's cabinet. I've only been here a few weeks, but I've hoped to, through the gauntlet, try and make this town more special in some way. I was the one responsible for capturing and importing those creatures. I came to Orestas because the creatures that live in the Grey Mountains are very useful to my work."
Did you do this on your own, or did you have a team?
I had a team of rangers who helped me track them down, but many of the creatures that you fought are creatures that I have a personal interest in, and their bodies will be put to very good use in my research.
If you can put on a show like that, I'm sure you'll get people coming to this town from all over.
Well, the most important part about the research is actually the benefits that it might have on us humanoids, as such.
What's that, medical? Or...
Yes. Imagine this: brewing potions is one thing, but imagine a potion that allows you to regenerate in the same way a troll does, or a hydra. Wouldn't that be impressive indeed?
I can certainly see the. If I could take a hit and just not go down, I'd feel a lot more comfortable doing more dangerous things.
Exactly. So this is why this sort of line of work is very important. A lot of people, especially in the Arcanum, have looked down on this sort of research in the past, but I'm hoping that it will make some good things. It might keep people alive a lot longer than they need to be. Of course, our bodies are much more different to theirs, so a lot of augmentation is, of course, needed to
Of course.
to help.
How-
That sort of thing.
How does the girl behind Master Amon kind of react to him talking?
She's like looking down. He notices you looking at her, and he sort of says, "This silent one is my apprentice, Ethermere. Ethermere. She doesn't talk much. Ethermere." He like turns around. "Try and be a little more hospitable, darling." And she sort of like looks up slightly, but you only see like the bottom of her chin, who just sort of smiles, and then she looks back down again.
It's nice to meet you, Ethelmir.
He says, she has helped me very much in my research. She occasionally goes around and collects items from me from all across Orthaid.
Oh. Well travelled then.
She sort of like nods.
Right, so what we're here for, I suppose, the Zoltar. Do you know when we'll be able to see him, or is that why? Are you here to lead us to him now, or?
Yes, of course. They are preparing the dinner now. I just wanted to introduce myself, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm very interested in seeing your work in the future, and perhaps any work you do for Zoltar might come in handy for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
do you have any part in the work that we've that we were in there for?
he looks at you sort of strangely. He just sort of smiles and he says, "I'm sure you'll come in handy." And he sort of turns around and starts walking off.
Can I, just before Ethelmir and Master Raymond walk out, can I cast the cantrip message on Ethel?
Yeah, but that's obvious. Just so you know.
Okay. It's you point your finger toward a creature and whisper a message. I was wondering if there's no like visual of that, and if he's walking away.
Is it verbal and somatic?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be able to see it. You won't be able to make it like completely, subtle, effectively.
Okay, don't worry.
Okay, it's down to you. Okay, so they begin walking off, and a couple of guards come in and say, Zoltar Zinfaren will see you now.
Thank you.
Okay, so they open up this sort of like large double doors that opens up into this this gilded dining hall, where you see as plates, goblets, cutlery, decorations, all made of like fine gold, and all the tablecloths and various cloth parts, napkins and stuff, all made out of this red cloth with like gilded inscriptions are all around the side. A number of servants show up and show you to your seats at this large table. Your places are chosen for you, and you are each sat in between two of Zoltar's fellow councillors, who are sort of quietly talking amongst themselves. They seem to, as far as you can tell, they don't seem to be similar to the guards. They seem to be quite chatty. And they sort of make themselves, they introduce themselves and sort of like have small talk with you. And as you sit down and get sat in, the servants come back with goblets of wine, like large gold goblets, and start filling up your cups. And they go around filling up everyone's cups, and it's like this like blood red wine, effectively. And they take a step back as these large oak doors open from the other side of the room, where you can see from behind is like a bedroom or a study or something. And a middle-aged looking elf walks in and takes his place at the head of the table. And so you guys just all watch as he sort of just sits down slowly, carefully, just like looks up at you all, smiles, notices use of scrimshaw, not so very and tucks himself in. A servant comes over to him, gives him some, like starter bits of food and stuff, and he drinks some wine. He looks up and he says, well, it has been a long time since we've had a group of adventurers for dinner. We're lucky to have you all here in this time. My name, of course, is Zoltar Zinfaren. I've heard a little bit about you all from my assistants who watched you fight, but I have not seen much of your skills myself. I am sorry for that.
Thank you. It's a shame you couldn't make the fight, but I think it was quite entertaining.
Well, I have been told that it was very entertaining, and you are very skilled warriors, and I'm, of course, very, very pleased that you have shown off your abilities in such a way, such a capacity.
Thank you. The beasts that your Magister over here captured Certainly
Okay.
gave us a run for our money.
So Master Aemon and Ethelmere aren't actually in the meeting.
Oh, sorry, I assumed.
No. They actually haven't turned up. Whether they're invited or not.
I say, well, your beast certainly gave us a run for the money.
Uh-huh.
Run for our money, sorry.
And you met my new Grand Magister, Master Aemon.
Yes, he introduced himself to us.
What did you think of him? Did you like him? He's an interesting fellow, isn't he?
Yeah, he seems like a very impressive man,
Hmm.
capable of great things.
Well, we can all drink to that. To great things. And he sort of like raises his goblet and drinks from it.
Raise goblet as well. Like, take a drink.
It tastes wet.
Oh, this is a meal, right? This is like
Yeah. But not much food has come out yet. Just like a couple of starters and mostly wine.
Can I just comment to who sat next to me? I don't know.
This, the person who sat next to you. Hang on, let me just find out the exact seating plan.
Did you say it's one of us, and then so we're all smudged in between? So like it would be councilman, Scrimshaw, councilman, councilwoman, councilman.
Yeah. So Zoltar is at the end of the table. Then on the next to him is on his left is a councilman, and then Saka, then a councilman, Scrimshaw, councilman Gideon, and then on his right it's Dairus, councilman Gothric, and a councilman.
Okay.
Yeah, and he. So what did you want to say? You're sat next to this quite chubby fellow who has like this sort of like sort of Chinese style like mustache, long mustache, that sort of wraps down quite far down his chest, and he's he's just chuckling away. He hasn't introduced himself yet.
I'm not. I'm trying to like because Gideon's never been to a meal that is fancy before.
Right.
So I mean, I'm kind of like looking at this guy, trying to see how he uses cutlery, and quite astonished by what I assume would be something like silver cutlery or something.
Okay, make a perception check. Just see what he sort of how he does if you're going to watch him. What'd you get? You sort of like staring at him eating his food, and he picks like up the cutlery in this sort of strange fashion. Everyone, as you look around, everyone's. Hi Zach, you're right.
Yeah, sorry. Discord's just playing up on my laptop, so I've just gone to my phone for a bit
Okay, that's fine.
till I can figure it out.
Okay, so yeah, every single person you see is sort of carrying the cutlery a little different. They all seem to be acting quite strangely, in fact, in their food. Like some of them are just sort of stabbing like bits of food with their knife. Some of them are sort of cutting up with their knife and fork and stuff. It's all a bit different. But he sort of turns to you and he says, like mouth half full of like turkey or something, and he says, "Oh, sorry, I haven't introduced myself. My name is Drew."
Gideon.
Master of
Pleasure.
Coin. He sort of grabs your hands, like large, fat, chubby hands. They're very cold. They're sort of sweaty, like clammy as well, as he grabs your hand.
Is it the kind of thing where I pull my hand away? I'm like reaching for my breeches to try and rub off the sweat and
Your
sadness.
breeches. I mean, yeah. I mean, they are sweaty. Like almost like a thin layer of sweat covers your hand after he's like clasped them, like almost.
No glandular problem here.
He's like, and you are.
The adventurer extraordinaire, as you say so myself.
That's your name, is it? Nice, very well, extraordinary.
I said Gideon.
Oh, I see. Right.
I mean,
okay.
I said Gideon.
Right. Okay. Very nice. And he turns to you, Scrimshaw, and he's like looking you up and down, and he sort of like makes eye contact with Zoltar, who Zoltar just sort of like waves his hand, and he goes, "And you are."
Nice to meet you. My name is
Scrimshaw.
Yes.
Very nice, very nice. He like tries to go for your hand, but like it's just wooden. He's like, so
It's got
Zoltar,
gloves and stuff on.
yeah, yeah. So a couple of servants come in with like large, large large plates of like meat and boar and turkey and stuff, and they all shove them on the table and pile them all up, and begin serving up, bits for each of you. You can obviously eat as much or as little as you like.
Scrimshaw will
Godfrey eats as much as possible.
Scrimshaw will eat as little as he can while not appearing rude, and also
Yeah, no,
being very
Goth-
unaccustomed to actually using a knife and to put things in his own mouth.
Yeah.
Oh no, Gothric's not using a knife and fork. He's just shoveling things into his mouth.
Nice. Yeah, you see that no one really seems to pay Gothric much heed. Zoltar sort of like watches weird, like sort of just watching him, almost like half entertained. He says to Saka, as you're the nearest, he says, so tell me, why did you come to Orestas?
Saka's really shy, so I just kind of. I'm Saka.
Nice to meet you, Saka.
And then she kind of like holds her hand out slowly and like to shake it,
Okay.
to shake his hand, and then just kind of like backs away and hides under her head.
He like takes your hand, like sort of kisses it as you like pull back and recoil, sort of hide away. Dairis is the other side of the table from you, so I assume he just says something like, "She is shy." Zoltar's like, "Oh, okay." Zoltar says, "So you came to Orestas just to win my favor, I assume."
Yeah. There's no greater honor.
He like looks at you. I
Well,
don't believe that.
Well, we were traveling around. We've been going along the bay. And we heard about what was going on, and, we're an up-and-coming adventuring group.
Going on where?
What do you mean going?
We did also have a delivery for you, I believe. I think that's.
Oh, yeah.
We think we've gotten I guess it's a kind of a small thing after the things that have happened recently, but we did have a delivery for you from Mahir.
He looks.
I'm not entirely sure where I've left it at this point.
You left it. You left it. I think you left it at Erin's.
Yeah.
No, you left it on the boat. I think, because I think you brought it back
Right.
to the boat.
Yes, we.
Because you dropped it back off the boat on the way
Yes.
to Erin's.
So we have we have a delivery for you from Mahir.
Mahir.
Vahiran.
Mahir Vahiran.
On Mahir Vahiran.
Okay.
Well, he was very explicit, saying not to leave it with any subordinates, and to deliver it to you personally. I don't know of what importance the package is, or whether I'm overstepping my bounds discussing this amongst a group. I assume these are your close friends. I assume you trust these people. I don't know whether it's saving something that needs to be with people that be to be trusted. Maybe I'm running my mouth a little bit. Maybe I'm a little bit nervous and I'm overspeaking. But yes, we have a package. It may be it's of indeterminate value to you. Because
I
we don't
see.
know what it is.
And where is this package?
It's on our boat.
He he sort of whispers to a servant. He sort of like says something, and the servant says, "Okay," and walks off. Well, thank you for telling me. I will have someone collect it for me.
It was very clear to get it delivered see it off directly to you. So if we could escort that later on, I would be much more comfortable with that.
He looks up and he just sort of makes very serious eye contact with you. He just doesn't break it. And he says,
I don't know the reasons.
Does he appear like at all like hostile, like he's on edge or anything?
make an insight check.
Okay, inside.
Ah, pretty good. I will whisper you.
Okay.
Ooh.
I would have conversation with the others, but there's a couple of people between us. We like pass notes behind the table.
So we're not sat next to each other. We've got one of these council members.
Yeah.
Between
Yeah,
you.
that's right.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming we're just talking to these blokes.
Zoltar stands up after a moment and he says, well, of course we are lucky to have adventurers come to Orestas, whether they are here for tourism or to win my favour or not. There's of course a constant threat coming to our small slice of land from the Grey Mountains. And Orestas has stood for 500 years as a frontier to the more fertile lands of Tarsat.
Would I know what kind of threat he's talking about?
Yeah, he's probably just referring the monsters.
Ah, right, okay.
He stands up and he continues. He says, it does seem more and more, especially since the war, the king has kept his focus on that fertile river valley around VL, ignoring our needs and wants, doing nothing for us, and yet continuing to collect our taxes. You see, adventurers, Tarsat is important. We suffered a blockade for 10 years during the war. Many died. Many gave their blood to keep the forces that live under the mountains away. And what end? And to what end? We have been betrayed by the king. I'm glad that you've all come here at this time, and I would very much like you all to help me in something very serious. As he sort of like speaks, another servant comes up to him and starts whispering in his ear, and he looks surprised, and he sort of turns to the servant. He says, "Very well, let her in then." And the servant walks off, and sort of like after a couple of moments, the doors like swing open, and you see Erin being dragged in, like gagged and bound, with two guards like dragging her behind. They're dragging her like they're holding onto her, gagged and bound her, and she's sort of like struggling. And one of the guards says, "My lords, she was found in your quarters, searching around your files." And Zoltar stands up and he says, "How about that? I've told you, Erin. I've told you again and again that you're not welcome here. This has gone too far." He slowly like picks up one of the steak knives off the table, and he sort of like slams it into the table, sort of like impaling it in. And he sort of like runs his finger across it, and he says, "You're all here, are you, to pledge your allegiance to me, are you?"
I think it depends how far that goes. I mean, we're not looking to remain here for the rest of our life.
Then why did you do the gauntlet?
People need work, and we need to deliver our package, and the only way to speak to you.
You came here for a package. Picks the knife up. Begins walking closer to Erin. You see Erin like looking up, she's like struggling a bit. And the two guards like hold her like hair, and just like begin pulling her hair and pulls her hair up. Sort of like. Argh! Anyone want to do the honor? Holds the knife out.
Sure.
What? What?
Right. Well, I didn't hear. I didn't hear properly what you were saying. I didn't hear properly. So, what was going on? What was that?
You just agreed to slitting
Oh.
Aaron's throat.
Oh, right. Okay. I'm on my phone, so I didn't hear.
That's right.
It's like, oh yeah, sure, I'm joining in.
That was good.
Is this necessary?
He stares at you, and like for a brief moment, you see like his eyes flicker almost, like go from like human eyes to almost like alien eyes, like sort of weird lizardy sort of.
Is this something we all can see, or is this just Grimshaw? Because this guy's taking
You can see it. You're quite close to him. You're actually Gideon. You're close. You're the closest to Aaron.
Nice.
And Aaron is
Well,
like making eye contact with you, and make an insight check actually.
Okay.
Okay. While this is going on, Gothric's just going to kind of look at the Lord and say, "I'm certain this isn't necessary. She's just been a little bit worried, is all."
My rolls have been subpar today.
I imagine this aside. I mean, we were a bit concerned when we found out. Upon coming here anyway, the trouble we had in meeting you, and apparently you haven't been seeing people for weeks. It is a bit worrying. Surely you can empathize with someone that was just concerned for your own well-being.
I mean, you yourself said that you've been facing a lot of threats, so you must be worrying quite a bit. Surely you must understand that her actions out of worrying could simply, could be justified.
He says, "So, none of you are going to take my mission."
How far away is he from me, and how far away is he from her?
He's like 10 feet away from her so far, sort of like tracing the knife around the edge of the table, just in sort of a playful manner. You're the other side of the table from where this is.
Just so I know, we didn't have our weapons taken because I kind of left the chat earlier on.
We didn't that I'm aware of.
Yeah, so you do have your weapons, but they're in a pile at the other side of the room, effectively. I should have made that clear.
Mine wouldn't be.
Yeah, yours.
Can I try and
Mine is
get
in a
close to
pocket.
him?
I mean, you can stand up, like.
Can I like go under the table to get to closer?
Not without being obvious. You wouldn't be able to sneak over to him. I've got a map actually.
Have I heard of any sort of abilities of Zoltar?
No.
Like, as far as I know, he's just a regular dude.
Told you.
I'm having a weird sense of deja vu right now. Oh. Just in case, Gothric's just going to kind of take his steak knife into his hand and just kind of start cutting into the meat without kind of breaking eye contact with Zoltar a bit.
Hot.
Erin is making eye contact with you, Gideon. She's like,
Yeah, and I wrote an insight check.
she's
and
like
I got
staring at you. Like
Well,
she's like,
I don't have any spell slots, and I don't have my book.
Alright. Zoltar says, "Very well." He
Look,
turns. Yeah.
We don't need to. What? Just have a conversation. See what she wants. See what she says.
She rolled this one.
I've given her enough warnings, haven't I, Aaron?
Sling? Oh.
From what we heard, you wouldn't speak to her at all.
Is that what she told you, So you've been hanging out with her, have you?
We met her in the foyer when we tried to deliver the package. She informed
Well,
us
well.
of this, of the gauntlet.
Very well.
She seemed well intentioned. I understand that it seems like a pretty bad breaking of trust if she's been through your things, but you need people that are looking out for you in this time like this, and if that may be what she was doing, then perhaps a bit of well, maybe not complete forgiveness, but a bit of mercy.
You
After
see
all, you
that
don't
his
you want to
like,
scare off people that are trying to do well for you.
as you look at him, you notice that this is just not. It's just bouncing right off him. Something about him is just now changed very much. Like he's almost got this sort of inhuman, like stance about him that he just like looks at you and he just stares deep into you.
How are the other people in the room
Yeah.
Everyone,
reacting to this?
all of the council members and the two guards are acting the same.
Oh god.
Okay.
Are they like kind of stone faced, like no expression at all, or?
Yeah, kind of. One of the actually one of the people next to Saka stands up. This sort of like lady. She says, "Don't worry, Zoltar. If they won't do it, I will." She stands up, begins moving over to Aaron.
Is that the one next to me? Oh wait, no, that's the
This
one
one,
next to
yeah.
Saka.
I don't have anything I can do. Can I do a perception check?
For what?
Just looking around. I don't know. Apparently, I'm missing something. There's something I've like.
Yeah, I mean a perception check won't do anything. But anyway,
Or
you make a perception check if
investigation.
you want. I mean,
Can I move closer as well?
are you getting up then?
Yeah, I wanna. Yeah.
Okay. What's you gonna do, Saka, as you stand up?
Move closer, about like there, I guess, and just kind of watch. Kind of like grabbing my fists and kind of like trying not to cry, but like shaking.
Zoltar like just doesn't break eye contact with you as you stand up and begin walking over, and the other lady, as you begin walking over, stops and also turns and just begins looking at you.
Has there been any flashes of the same eyes in any of them?
Yeah, I've seen.
Make a perception check.
Perception.
Mhm.
That big old -1.
Nice.
Yeah. Also make an insight check. You and Gideon can make. You can
That
make
big
it.
old -1 again.
Nice, cool. Right, hang on a sec. Alright, there you go. Alright, okay, so Zoltar stands up. He walks over to the lady.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna like. Can I do something?
What do you want to do?
I'm kind of panicking, but I'm like, I think we know where this is going, lads and ladies. So I take it I have a knife, right, on my table.
Yep.
Okay, I'll grab it. Can I do that like a sleight of hand, so it's not really obvious that I'm doing it?
Make a sleight of hand check. Yeah.
It's not a big deal if it's not seen, because if this goes badly, I can just do the action quickly. But...
Zoltar sees you like reaching and picking up the knife, and he says, "So, you've taken the mantle."
I was just going to enjoy some turkey. And then I hold eye contact with him. And then, I don't know, like 4 seconds after, I make a dive for Aaron. With the knife.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Seeing this, Gothric's going to try and grapple this person, like human shield, knife up to her throat.
All right, I think we should roll initiative then.
Alright.
If we're gonna do this. Hang on, let me just clear this first.
Is that Gothric's HP?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
We had a short rest, by the way. So if you can use the rest because you weren't there when everyone had a short rest. So
Oh, right,
if you have any
okay.
more hit dice available.
Actually, I can get resources, but I guess we'll
Hang
swap
on.
this. But
Matt, when
got
you
a
said
double digit.
when you said you're diving for Eren with the knife.
Yeah.
As in to stab Eren.
no. As in to.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Oh, there we go.
So if everyone rolls initiative.
Okay.
Oh, okay, these guys are doing terribly.
Hey.
Initiative. And I'm gonna do another thing of hit dice as well. Okay, so that's 33.
Oh, I'm nervous.
Going into this on not a lot of resources.
Oh, and Aaron. Let me just see. D20 plus 3.
I like how I'm on basically half health, and it's the same, actually, like, 1 less health than Saka.
Don't have to rub it in, okay?
Who's doing Dayrus? Are you doing Dayrus, by the way?
I can do.
Oh, I've got to click on my thing again.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. So what was yours?
7.
Okay.
I'll roll him now. Oh,
Nice.
Right, is that everyone?
Yep. I think so.
Cool. Right. Oh, right. Okay. So, Dayrus technically is surprised because Gideon set this off by dashing. But
okay, so he just is no longer surprised then.
yeah, but he's got reactions if he needs them. All right, Gideon.
Gideon's gonna like dive for the whatever shackles are on. Like I don't know if it's like a rope. I imagine it's like a rope type
Yeah,
thing, right?
it's like ropes around her hands, around her back, and she's got like a gag in her mouth, like a cloth gag.
Okay. I'm gonna undo the hands. The legs are tied or not? Because she would have had to be-
legs aren't tied.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab with the knife and go to cut the hand restraints.
Okay.
Is that an action?
That would just be an action. Sleight of hand. Actually, no, you don't really need to do it because it's not that tightly done. If you got a knife in your hand, you can cut it away. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, hang on a second. Right. Okay. So you've done that. So her hands break free, and she begins immediately just reaching towards her mouth to pull the gag down. Is there anything else you want to do?
I want to prepare a. I don't know if I'm attacked. Can I do a thunder? That's not a reaction. Ignore me. I was gonna do thunder wave.
Okay. Saka. Saka.
Does she look hurt?
Eren, no.
Okay. Good. Is she wearing armor?
No.
Can I bark skin her?
Yeah, is that touch? Yes, you got to move up to her.
Yeah, I'll go there then and bark skin her.
Okay.
And that's my go.
Okay. So you touch her, and her skin begins to get covered in sort of like a thick brown bark, which fades away after a moment. Right. Okay. Eren reaches up, and you see her pull the gag down, and she says, "Grab Zoltar. They are doppelgangers." And she immediately starts just fucking. She just like tries to grab hold of him, grapple him. Let me just do this. That would be that.
grab him.
Oh wow, she actually grappled him. So Erin pulls the mask down and just holds onto Zoltar and just like holds him still, and he sort of goes, "Ah, you bastard!" And she also says, "Get around me," as well. Alright, Gothric.
Gothric's gonna hear this, though exactly as she says. He's just gonna start running towards Zoltar.
Okay.
And yeah, I guess hold the action to stab someone with a steak knife if they get too close.
Okay, sure. So that'll just be like a dagger.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, so Zoltar is like, "You bitch," and just like starts to slash out. As you see his eyes flicker again. He's going to attack Gothric and Erin. So natural 20 on Gothric. That's only 8 damage.
Oh.
28.
Yeah, no, 8 damage.
Okay, I was gonna say, geez.
And then 16 on Erin, which just hits. So that's going to be 10 damage on her. I love how the non-crit did more damage than the crit.
Have I seen any the guards? Have they done the eye thing? Either of them.
They seem to be acting weirdly, but no, you haven't seen them do it.
It's just I have something I might do, but if I think the guards might be innocent in all this, then.
All right, Scrimshaw. Oh, I haven't actually rolled initiative for the guards. Hang on a second. Yeah, I'll just put them at the end of the initiative order. A turn. Yeah, I'll just put them at 0. Right. Okay. So that means they go here. Right. So here. Scrimshaw.
Okay, Scrimshaw is gonna run on over to here.
Just run across the table. Just like slide across. The turkey splatters
over
across.
to here,
Okay.
and he is going to cast Armor of Agathis,
Okay.
and that's it for him.
Okay. So you touch yourself, and this
And
shimmering.
blade. Let's summon the blade as well.
Okay. So at the same time, this shimmering sort of armor covers you for a moment with ice, and the blade shoots out of your hand as you dash across the table and over to there.
That's it.
Right, so their turn. So these guys are... Right. This guy's going to move up. Move up to you. And
Right,
this
yeah,
guy's going
no,
to move across the
dagger
table
attack.
to Darius. Right, okay, so yeah, make your attack on the one who's come up to you.
I don't have dagger in my inventory.
Just roll a melee weapon, and it's a D4, isn't it, a dagger?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, D4 plus your strength modifier. Dexterity, sorry.
Okay.
So R/1d4 plus your dex mod. That hits, by the way.
Is that backward slash or forward slash?
Sorry?
Is that backward slash or forward slash?
It's forward slash.
I thought you meant as in like slashing with the dagger.
1d4
Yeah.
slash
Forehand or backhand?
So it's forward slash R
Suppose-
4 plus dex. No,
Oh.
it's forward slash R.
Alright, okay. Forward slash
Yeah, it's not a subreddit.
1d4
Yeah.
plus 5.
Like that.
Alright, okay. Cheers.
Okay, 7 damage. So you just like sick the one that comes up to you. Just like blood begins spurting onto the ground. You see this like purple blood which splats onto the ground. Right, okay, so right, time for attack. So Darius is going to get attacked by these two. It's 19 and an 18 to hit.
Those both hit.
Okay, so that's 6 and 5. So 11 in total.
Okay.
These guards.
And 10 and 12 for the second two.
Oh, he's four hits.
Yeah, so 10 and 12 for the second.
Ooh, I never did do the short rest for Darius.
Oh, do you want to do that now?
Yes. It says he has 7 hit dice left. Did he just not get hit much?
Yeah, I don't think
Nothing?
he got hit at all,
Towards-
really, until
towards the
that
end.
last fight.
Okay, so that's 16, 23. I think that would have gotten him to near max for. Okay, so what was the so what was that first couple of hits?
That was a 6 and a 10. Sorry, 6 and a 5.
Okay, so a 6, a 5.
And then the 2 hits were misses. The 2 second ones. The
Oh,
third
sorry,
one-
I thought those were damage numbers.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Okay, and then these 4 attacks on Saka. 20, 9, 18, 20.
All but one hit.
Okay, so that's going to be 10 plus 9 plus 5. So that's going to be 24 damage.
Oh my god.
Start slashing out.
Okay, I'm on 7.
Okay. And you see Zoltar. Sorry, you see. Alright, so now the guards. You see the guards shouting out, "Get in here!" sort of to the other guys.
Oh,
around.
fuck.
But they're going to. One's going to attack Scrimshaw.
Okay.
This is a 24 to hit.
That hits.
That's 9 damage.
Okay, and he takes 20 cold damage.
Okay. He just like collapses. Just shatters.
Does anything happen to the body?
As you see the body hit the ground, it begins morphing slightly,
Okay.
and then these.
Weirdly, this gives Scrimshaw some relief.
And 2 are going to attack Gideon. Sorry, 2 hits on Gideon. So. That's 11 to hit and a 15.
Hold on the spell. I
Let's do
thought
that
my
shit.
spell. 15 hits.
Okay, so that's 10 bludgeoning damage.
Yep.
As he just like punches out to you. Right, Darius.
Okay, Darius is going to disengage.
Okay.
He's going to run this way. Can he go over the table?
Yeah, I'll say it's difficult terrain getting onto the table, but then it's fine.
In that case, he won't do that. Because it's exactly 30 feet to get to where he needs to be. And he is going to...
Actually, I'll let you do an athletics check for him. DC 10.
He has 6 strength.
Well, it's your choice.
8 strength. No, yeah, he has 8 strength.
It'll be difficult terrain otherwise.
I'm going to Dimension Door.
Okay.
Feels like a waste, but it gets him there.
Okay, where do you want to go?
Poof.
There? Okay.
And then he will inspire... let's say he will inspire Aaron.
Okay. Alright, Gideon.
Uh,
Dimension Door... No, Dimension Door's an action, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Gideon is going to. He's going to look at Erin Sakar and hope that she looks like she's
Aaron
ready.
Sakar.
Oh, not Erin
Different
Sakar.
campaign.
Cassera, it's completely different.
Aaron Kessler, sorry.
It's a different campaign.
It's got different spelling and everything.
Yeah,
Yes,
and she's
Aaron
not an
Kessler.
evil person.
We never
It's-
knew she
Yeah,
was evil.
well, Richard thought she was evil.
I'm going to look at her. Does she look ready to do something?
She looks like she's just about to prepare something.
Do I trust her? That is the question. I will trust
Your
her.
choice.
I'm going to, I don't know, can I, push this guard to the right of me? Is that a thing?
Yeah, you can shove him. Make an attack, melee attack.
Okay. I don't even know how...
So that's just
I-
a d20 plus
It's
your
an
strength.
athletics check.
Oh, is it? Is it? I thought it was you have to hit first. Chubb.
It counts as an attack. So it counts as an attack, but you don't do an attack roll for it. You just make an athletics check. It's a
Okay.
contested athletics versus their athletics or acrobatics.
Okay, I thought it was you had to roll to hit and then you had to roll to do that.
Nah, it's just a.
So I'm doing an athletics check.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I shit you not. Okay, I shit you not. He rolled a 2 and a 3,
Nice.
and I was like, "Oh, you basically got it." -1. Okay, well the dice gods have decided. Yeah, he rolled a 2 on that. So
I'm not sure I've seen a -1 before.
I kind of like.
Oh, I've seen a minus
yeah,
one
in our
before.
last in our uni campaign, one of the bard did -1 damage.
Nice. I kind of like push him, but it obviously kind of goes and it kind of just like I don't
Yeah,
know.
you sort of like just slap him on the chest, and he just looks down as his like fat jiggles a bit, and he just goes, "Huh?" Like he just completely caught him off guard. And you just sort of slap him.
Sheesh. Well, the dice gods have spoken, and I stand there and just hold onto Aaron, and that's my turn.
Okay, Soccer.
I'm gonna cure wounds myself.
Okay.
At
Alright.
3rd level.
Okay.
Ooh. And what's Grimshaw's HP? I can't see it under Aaron.
So Scrimshaw's is 30, but he has another 11 temporary.
Oh, you're fine. I'm gonna Balm of the Summer Court.
Do you have any
go for
balm?
it.
Do you have any balm of the summer courts left after the?
I have one.
Oh, you had one, did you? Okay.
Yeah. Plus. Oh, it's not. Oh, yeah. You gain 6 and then 1 temporary HP, which I've forgotten about until now to do, but you know, it's there.
I just realised I had 5 temporary HP anyway. Would that have gone by now? I assume that would have gotten by now.
Probably. I think that's from.
Yeah, that's from the
Daenerys.
fight. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my go.
Okay. Okay. Aaron is going to. Let me have a look at the range of this. Okay. Aaron is going to. You are within 10 feet of her, Guthric? Yeah.
Yep.
Just going to cast Teleport. With all of you. And as she's holding on to. Rules is written, the rules are a bit funny about teleporting other unwilling people, but she's going to try and teleport Zoltar as well with her. So I'll just make him do a wisdom save. Which they are not good at. Oh, that's a 10. Okay, so you guys watch as Erin looks at all of you surrounding her as guards begin flooding into the door, and she just starts to rush up. They start to rush up to you, and she goes, "Hold on!" And she sort of spins her hand around, and this sort of like light shoots out from her hand, and you just immediately begin falling as the whole ground just gives way effectively, and you all start falling. Zoltar alongside you, as you guys are just teleporting away to some faraway location, he turns into like a full doppelganger, and he's just like lashing out. Ah! And you guys, you just appear back at the flickering spire. As she
Is
sort of
Zoltar
like,
with us?
yeah, like he bangs his head on the ground. You all just like land spread out as Bet sort of like sits up, and she's sort of just shits herself with fear effectively. She's going, "Ah!" She sees Zoltar sort of lashing around, just going, "Ah!" Just sort of like this, you know, she's got a bit of a knife. He's got a bit of a knife sticking out of him. He's like slashing. Go ahead.
Gothric's going to try and restrain him a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe is that a strength check or?
Yeah. Make
Scroll will help.
okay. Make an athletics check with advantage.
All right, athletics. I'm good at that.
Okay. Good for the thing with the
You
advantage.
know things about the 8 strength Scrimshaw is the second strongest physically in the group.
Yeah. Poor Rick. Okay, so you guys, you guys end up restraining him on the ground, and Erin stands up, her head sort of spinning. She goes, "Oh, I didn't expect that," and she casts Hold Monster on him, which just succeeds. So he's locked up, and she's sort of like yells to Bethan, get the cage, get the cage. So who runs to the corner and starts dragging this large iron cage that has like books and stuff all in it, and just starts dragging it across as you guys just like shove the what you assumed was Zoltar into the cage and slams the door and sort of like begins chaining it up. She's like, shit.
Gothric's gonna kind of just turn to Aaron and be like, "Was Zoltar like this last time you saw him?"
No, of course he wasn't. Shit.
Well then, it's more than likely Zoltar's fucking dead then.
No.
Or at least imprisoned.
Yeah, I think that's more likely. She says, doppelgangers, I read this in a book once, doppelgangers, they can only turn into you if you are still alive. So, he must be somewhere. She turns to the monster, and she's like, where is he? And the doppelganger in the cage goes,
I'm just going to walk up to the bars, just look it dead in the eyes, and say, "Would you like a cellmate?"
He's like, looks up at you and he says, you can't get any information out of me. You can't. I'd rather die than tell you anything.
Do you like demons?
He like,
Oh God!
he looks at you and he's like, what?
Would you like a demon cellmate?
Erin looks at you and she says, don't do anything like that in my house, please.
Gothric's just
How
eyes
strong's
wide,
this
just
cage?
It's like
What?
cast iron, so it will hold a person, but it will shatter if anything bigger than that tries to.
Not a Bulgura.
She says,
It's really, just an intimidation thing, but
oh yeah, make an intimidation check.
Oh.
Yeah, again,
Okay.
he's the same. He says like, you're not going to change my mind. And,
Are any of his hands outside the cage?
any of his hands?
Yeah.
No, he's sort of like just sprawled out in the corner of the cage.
Okay, so there's nothing hanging out.
No.
Okay.
Erin's is just like pacing back and forth. She's like holding her head in her hands. She's going, where the fuck? How? What do I do? Sort of like pacing backwards and forward.
Gothric's gonna try and just put his hands on her shoulders and be like, "You need to calm down. We need to come up with some kind of plan."
Would I know whether a doppelganger counts as humanoid or not? Well, either Dairus or Scrimshaw.
Make a religion check.
We didn't teleport with our gear, did we?
Nope.
Is that on both?
What's that?
Is that on both Dairus and Scrimshaw or just one?
Dairus and Scrimshaw. Oh, sorry. Yeah, with advantage. Scrimshaw with advantage.
Okay.
As far as you can tell, no. I think it's a monstrosity, isn't it? Let me look.
I would think so, but I can't actually remember.
Yeah, monstrosity. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a humanoid. Even though it is literally humanoid.
So things like Charm Person won't work.
No, that's why Erin cast Hold Monster on it.
Do we have any ways of making it talk?
We
Aaron-
can try killing it.
Erin stops and she says, no, we're not. Let's not torture the poor thing.
Oh, I meant just forcing it through magic.
Uh,
I know there's certain spells that can.
I have suggestion. creature.
Aaron says, "We can't stay here for very long. They are going. They know we've gotten here pretty much. I'm pretty much sure they'll guess.
We don't know how many of the guards doppelgangers either.
Well, they don't even need to send the doppelganger guards. They can just send the entire town guard here. We need to leave. We need to run.
Have you made any friends in town?
I only have one friend.
I think Saki, you could try that before we go.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to say?
What do you want me to say? Guys?
I guess tell us where the tell us where Zoltar's Zinfaren is. The man whose skin you wear. Figuratively.
Yeah. I basically say that.
Okay. Let me just do a wisdom saving. What's your DC?
It is 14.
Okay, that's a 16, 15 plus 1.
Damn.
So cast it. He sort of chuckles. No.
Can you try again?
Yeah.
I don't know how many resources you have left after.
That's my
How
last
much time we have?
one. That
Can I
can do.
Look out the window while she's doing this.
Yeah, make a perception check.
What's her name?
Perception check.
Just,
Man.
I'm just not going to roll any.
It's a high window.
Shit. Okay. That is not good. You can hear bells ringing in the town. Can't really see anything moving down the road.
Sorry, I've been blinded by my own stupidity.
You look out the window and you're like, oh, I haven't looked outside all day. It's just like, oh, my eyes.
It's like a mole. It's like a mole just pops out like this, just like immediately blinded.
Can someone else look out the window for me? I seem to.
Gotharic's gonna look out the window.
Yeah,
Gotharic's gonna
Gothric, you just all you see is a couple of people. You see people rushing around the town, and you hear bells ringing. You can't see anything coming straight towards the flickering spire just yet, but you know that it's not far off. Bet has packed a bag, and Erin says, "We don't need to. We don't need to consult this person. We don't need to consult this doppelganger about this. The Oracle will hopefully help us out if we go there now. It's in the Grey Mountains.
Yeah, will this Oracle help us get our fucking gear back? It's left back at the palace.
You didn't leave everything at the palace.
Oh right. Oh right. It's just I thought you said that we left our weapons in like a pile.
No, because before you went into the thing you left your non-essentials behind.
Oh right. Okay.
So you only brought what you
okay.
needed to. You didn't bring everything into the thing with you.
So we've got weapons and all that.
Yeah, I mean, like Erin has a bunch of stuff anyway that she can help you out with if you need anything.
Right. Okay.
But she says, in the Grey Mountains, we have there is the Oracle to the Unnamed. He will perhaps be able to guide us into finding Zoltar if we need to. But it is not safe here for now. This town is infested.
That sounds like a solid plan, though. I
Do you have another
believe
one
we
of those
could try this once
teleport
more.
spells?
I don't have any more teleport spells now.
Great.
Perhaps we could
Strong.
try the spell once more, just in case.
Yes.
It
I
doesn't
have
take
one
long.
more slot.
Hello.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's a wisdom save.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I was waiting for a roll. That is that's an 11.
Yeah, that fails.
Okay, what did you say?
Where is the real Zoltan? Zoltan?
Zoltar.
Zoltar.
Zoltan?
The doppelganger like begins chuckling and he goes, "The Emperor under."
The Emperor under?
Yep, that's all he says.
Wow.
Is that?
Does that ring any bells?
I just point out that it's to the best of its ability.
Yeah, that's all it knows.
Do we like recognize the term the Emperor under or anything?
You might make a religion check.
Religion check. Okay. I have a -1 to those.
Well, I'm sure you won't get -1.
No. As far as you can tell, you don't know.
Let's
Guys,
we should.
you've faintly heard the name before, but you're not sure where or how.
Can I also make a religion check?
You are not from this area.
Oh.
You're not from the Grey Mountains.
Fair
So yeah, it's
Check
only
your
because
privilege.
he's from the Grey Mountains. He might have even heard.
Oh, I
of it.
see.
Okay, well then, let's head off then, shall we?
Yeah, I'm getting a bit nervous here. I can't actually see. I'm not tall enough or something. I don't know to look out the window. But I can get things coming closer.
Okay.
Bet's like,
as-
that's
as
a
the-
mirror.
As we're heading out, Darius is just gonna shout back at the doppelganger, just, "You suck!" Cast vicious mockery.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Wisdom save.
Yeah, it failed. It failed that.
3 damage.
Ow! Fuck.
You deserve that. You deserve that.
Okay, so Erin leads you out undercover. She gives you all cloaks to just hide yourselves with as she ushers you out of the flickering spire. Bet alongside her. She locks the gate up, and you guys begin making your way up this path out towards the Grey Mountains. And you know,
Sorry.
rushing.
Sorry, which path? I didn't see the
Zinfaren.
highlighting. Okay.
So you end up climbing altitude quite quickly until you come to just a series of gates. A couple of people milling around. You notice this gate is just sort of wide open, and a lot of the guards aren't really around. And you see a couple of people sitting down with like protest signs near like a mineshaft. Who just sort of like see you approach, and Erin just like ushers you across. So you cross, you go through the gate into the Grey Mountains, and she begins leading you through the Grey Mountains, and she sort of, as you guys are walking, she says, the Oracle will be able to hopefully help us out with this information about. What did he say? The Emperor under?
Yeah, that's what he
The
said.
Emperor under?
I don't know what that is.
The Zoltar, he's not referred to as the Emperor.
No.
So it's not just saying that the Zoltar is underground. It's a long shot, but I don't know how intelligent these doppelgangers are.
Hey, Gothric.
Yeah.
Do you ever hear about any, I don't know, strange empires that ever existed in the Grey Mountains before?
All I know is this Emperor down under, and I've heard his name before. I can't remember where.
The Emperor down under.
The Emperor down under.
Put another Drider on the Barbie.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds to me like this is, I don't know, the doppelgangers come from somewhere under here, and there's some pretender emperor, who knows, but I just was wondering if you'd heard of anything other than the Emperor under.
No, I haven't heard anything.
Alright.
Okay, so you guys begin making camp towards the end of the day. Aaron says that the Oracle doesn't live that far away. It's normally a day's travel, but because it was quite late anyway, it's quite, it's getting quite dark. Best to make a camp.
And we have had a bit of a rough day.
Yeah, just a little. So she begins setting up a camp. She casts Layman's Tiny Hut, unless Darius wants to. Or you can have two.
Darius is going to cast his next to hers and make it look shinier.
Alright.
Which on the second thought is not actually the best idea.
Yeah, she makes.
You want it to be a bit more.
She makes hers like a sort of like dark, sort of sandy rock color, and Darius has this like shiny pink sort of deal.
Haha! See, mine is far more fabulous. And can probably be seen. He drops at a tiny hut and goes into hers.
Sweetie.
Bet begins making a fire and starts just throwing some random things she put in the bag of holding on it. Just like she had a half like cooked turkey leg and some like chickens and stuff. And she sort of says, "Nice to meet you guys, by the way. I know we were introduced before, but it seems like you guys really fucked up."
Yeah. Well, did we fuck up?
I'm pretty sure we fucked up. And then again, I'm pretty sure there was any possible way for us to not fuck up.
You guys came on a boat, right?
I mean, oh shit. Yeah.
Well.
Oh no.
Well, I didn't like the water anyway.
Aaron,
Yeah.
when you knew Zoltar, before Zoltar started being not Zoltar, was he also angry with the king?
No. No, he really likes the king actually. They were good friends. They consulted each other quite a lot.
Well, the Zoltar who wasn't Zoltar didn't seem to be particularly fond of the king. Any particular reason why?
I don't know. This Zoltar, I have no idea about what kind of person he is or anything. Seems to have cut me off quite quickly into the whole deal. I'm not sure why they didn't try and turn me into a doppelganger.
These these people that have been turned, are they? Well, I suppose are they strong or are they just leaders?
None of them really are fighters or anything. They haven't really had that much experience.
Maybe this is why they were easy targets.
Possibly. Maybe they just decided that I was better kept away. Not really knowing that I'm not the kind of person to just be shut out on things. But this does not sound good. If the news of a group of people taking Zoltar's Zinfaren during a meal and then escaping into the Grey Mountains is not a good start.
Well, if we can bring back the real Zoltar, then we can be cleared. I must say, there is one matter that we need to attend to. I suppose the navigator on our boat. He's sort of the first mate / makeshift captain. It would be nice if we could get in contact with him. Do you have any methods of contacting people aside from those phones?
Well, I can cast sending, but I'd have to have met him before, and I don't think I've done that.
Hey, I kind of like jump up and down on the spot, waving to Scrimshaw.
I thought you were out of spells.
I am at the moment, but
That's not going to be very helpful then, is it? If he's
that's a good point.
I'm aware you could do this in the morning, but giving him.
Well, I mean, I do still have. Sometimes when I really concentrate, I can recover a magic ability. So if you guys leave me for like 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
You've already done that today, haven't you?
Great.
Probably sooner.
You've already done
rather
that
than
today.
later.
You did that earlier in the Colosseum. On the,
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you did that in the first.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I did. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Did they mention which way you got to? You mentioned how you got on. How you got here, didn't you? To
Sorry.
not Zoltar.
He's saying that you mentioned that you came here by a boat and that you had the thing on a boat, didn't you?
Oh, the crate, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we mentioned it during the meeting. He may.
He's probably going to capture him or kill him.
Well, at this point, I think the priority is just trying to survive. Rectify what we can of this. I mean, this wasn't our fault, to be honest. There was no way we could have known. And Aaron, how did you get caught, by the way?
I was going around Sultar's study chambers, and a bunch of guards captured me. It seemed like they knew I was there, and I didn't want to fight my way out because that would not have been a good start. But if I had known what was going to happen, I probably would have. I thought they were just going to give me a bollocking, but.
Well, they seemed pretty set on giving us a mission before you were brought in. Maybe this is a blessing. Maybe this way we're not benefiting these evil groups of people who are actually not people.
I did manage to grab a handful of stuff from his office.
Any notes? Any
Also,
documents?
Hey, what's wrong with people who aren't people?
You know what I mean.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You don't get to say the N word.
What do you mean, you people who aren't people?
So she sort of like begins pulling out a bunch of like things that she'd stuffed away in her pockets that weren't quite taken out. Like she says, like most of it was caught, but I managed to sneak this. It looks like they've the mines. Something's weird's going on with the mines in the area.
Gothric knows about that, right? Yep.
We've encountered issues in a mine before. There was a giant. I suppose. Are you aware of the existence of tile stones?
Yes, I studied them for a long time.
Okay, let's make things easier. There was a rather large tile stone in this mine that we found. It was, I suppose, maybe as tall as me and about as wide as well. Well, as wide as I am tall.
Right.
A massive thing. And it was influencing create these monstrosities in the area which over people's minds. It was a terribly dangerous place to be.
The Talstone did that.
There was an object inside the Talstone that was having an effect on things.
She like
But
looks up.
that object is safe now.
What object?
Is there a tone of recognition in that what object or not?
There's like a tone of, what the fuck have you found?
Well, the important thing is that it's safe.
What did you find in that Talstone?
Can kind of just look to the others.
I'm not getting involved in this one. I was muted that day.
Gothric's just cluelessly biting into a bit of meat.
It was like, I'm gonna say it's Grimshaw.
We good, Teller? Get Aaron on this?
I I think so. She seems trustworthy, and it's a step forward for me, I guess. Trust someone.
Okay. Do you know what an elder box is?
She like stands up. She's like, "You found an elder box and a tullstone in a mine."
I take
Yes.
it Gothric doesn't know what an elder box is.
No, probably not. She says,
It's a really old box.
"And you say it's safe now?"
Safe as it can be.
That item is not safe no matter where you put it.
Well, yeah, but safer some places than others.
Gothric kind of puts up his hand. Am I the only one here that doesn't know what a fucking elder box is?
Powerful artifact, basically a shard of a god. Does some
Right.
pretty crazy stuff. Seems like best not to make use of. Some side effects include black holes opening above you, which, pretty scary, but can make you hit stuff real hard.
My God, you
Gothric-
used it, didn't you?
Gothric
Well, I mean,
kind
we
of
didn't
turns.
really know. I mean, when we found it, we didn't really know what it was. Once we
Stop.
learned of the effects, we limited our use and then ceased to use it.
Gothric kind of turns to Ren, just kind of he tilts his head. You need to pay me more. You didn't pay me to mess with shards of fucking gods.
I don't think I'm qualified to deal with that either.
So, if there's people having if there's weird stuff happening in this mine as well, I don't know. If it's the same as what was going on there, then maybe it's something similar.
Scrimshaw, I think the chances of finding an elder box in every single mine in North Thade is a bit of a stretch.
Hey, I'm just going on the experience we've got.
Yeah, sure, I suppose. Unfortunately, it gets a bit worse. Aaron.
Yeah, hang on. Mines go underground, right? There are doppelgangers. Above ground, we're talking about the Emperor under. Is it possible the mines are encroaching on their territory by any chance?
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
The doppelgangers live underground.
Usually.
But it seems weird to me that Zoltar Zinfaren would want a group of people to go into a mine because there were problems going on. No, actually, we don't know what the mission was, do we?
Did the Zoltar
Implying he wasn't
going in
trying
there?
to, implying he didn't want us to, be changed or have them take our skin or whatever it is the fuck they do.
Yes, for all you know, that your mission may have just been to get yourself captured.
But why would he want groups of adventurers to come and just get captured? Oh, okay, so he could make them into doppelgangers so he could have strong hosts. That might work.
Don't believe the doppelgangers use hosts, do they?
No, they will just turn into you if they have somewhere to keep you safe.
But
So
adventurers
they
do make
duplicate your
powerful
appearance.
friends.
Yeah.
Adventurers do make powerful friends. They can travel around. They have reason to travel around. They make friends with kings and queens and the like.
Exactly. Maybe he's just fishing for a catch.
Potential assassins, maybe.
Yes, perhaps. And people who are respected or known to be powerful, at least, so they're not going to, get stopped going to new cities and that sort of thing. But I guess we'll never know what he wanted. Whatever they are, what they wanted from you. But going back to this, must go back to this Elder Box thing. Where did you put it?
In a vault.
In a vault. It's your vault?
It is a vault of a wealthy The vault of a wealthy man who has a
Say that again.
hiding dangerous objects from the world.
I see. I see. Well. Well, I don't know where I'd have put one, to be honest.
Yeah, if you do come up with a safer place to hide it, then we are all ears. It makes me anxious knowing that it exists.
Potentially in like a volcano or something.
Yeah, there's a big one in Mordor.
Just-
We can put
just
it
over
in.
Yeah, it's red. That means it's a volcano, right?
I think I would check in on it if it's okay at some point. Because-
Unfortunately, it does get a bit worse, Aaron. I know this isn't probably any of your business, but it's always good for a mage to know things. But we've heard tales of another elder box, or a few actually, but one of which is in the possession of a man who's probably pretty bad.
Right.
So things are being swung in motion with these boxes at the moment. I mean, we seem to be just caught in the middle of it at the moment.
Who has this older box?
It's up in Carnea, Neruzatar.
And when did you hear about this?
Must have been a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
I don't think it was. I think it was about about 9 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, because it was before the back. What's it called?
The downtime.
The downtime. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. It was a while ago.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Well. That does not help my anxiety.
Hey, look. I mean, we're having a great time here, being very optimistic about life. So I thought we'd let's make it more optimistic.
I'm not sure
So-
what to say about that. Sorry.
I suppose plans for the morning?
The Oracle lives not more than 10 miles away from here.
Okay, so a couple hours, maybe 3 hours walking. If we could, get a good night's sleep, get up, send a couple of messages maybe. One to Weston for sure. Check on the ship. If by some miracle he hasn't been arrested or killed or what have you, then maybe get him to just fuck right off out of Orestas.
Implying he's not been captured already.
He probably has, frankly. Hopefully he can look after himself and manage to get out of there by his own, well, I guess by his own choice. But yeah, we need to check in on him.
Okay.
Just checking. You do trust this one, right?
Seems trustworthy enough.
Do you think he'd squeal under torture?
If he did, he doesn't know that much.
Right.
Nothing about the Elder Box, anyway. I don't think. Unless, well, I mean, Gideon, you didn't tell him anything about it, did you?
Not that I remember. I think we'll be fine.
Well, then at least they won't know about the shard of a fucking god then.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Darius sort of says, "We did know about that weird lady and the big ray of light."
oh, Meredith. Yeah,
Weird
he did.
lady?
Was that another Elder Box? Or am I just calling everything powerful an elder box now? So I don't know any different.
We know Scrimshaw. I'll say that. I don't. It was a very strange thing, but it's not particularly connected to the whole elder box debacle. I don't really see how it's going to affect us.
Oh yeah. So Aaron, there was a massive beam of light energy, completely destroyed a boat. Coming out of the water, maybe how wide? Hundreds of feet. What was it?
At least, yeah.
I think it was about 100 feet in diameter, something like that. Aaron is like,
Yeah, 100 feet just eviscerated a boat. So pretty powerful. When something was taken from the seabed. So there's one of the members of the Black Hand has something that can do that, or something that warrants a trap that is powerful enough to do that.
And what's this lady's name?
Meritha Cure.
Meritha Cure.
All these names are swimming around in Gothric's head. He doesn't know anything that's going on. So he's just gonna kind of sigh, move around the edge of the hut, and just collapse and go to sleep.
Okay. Well, I feel like we've given you a fair bit to mull over now. We probably, yeah. I guess this is a bit to drop on you all at once. But you know, you don't have any particular obligation to, sort all this out. Don't think just because you're stronger than us that you have any obligation or anything. But should we go to bed? Sleep on it. Okay. I hope I haven't prevented you from having a good night's sleep.
Gothric kind of like shouts out, "Too late for that."
As you've probably figured out by now, I don't have normal people's needs, so I'll keep watch the whole night a bit, but people will still need to take watches because a bit of a mental strain. I'll be in that corner.
Wake me up when you
It's a
need
circle.
He spent the whole night walking around.
Okay, we'll take it.
I assume it's like against a rock face or something.
Okay, sure. We'll take a 10-minute break then, and then we'll go off after the long rest. The short rest, sorry. The long rest. Yeah, long rest. Okay.
Long rest.
Right. Yeah, 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yes.
mute then. Right. So, so the watches go fine, as far as you can tell, and you don't get attacked, and you awaken on the next day. The sun. It's summer, so it's nice weather, even up sort of a bit up a mountain. Even though you're not really at the super high part of the mountain yet. But it's quite temperate, quite nice. Sunny.
Are there any trees nearby?
Here, yes, a couple, but not like a forest. It's more like the occasional standing lone tree.
Right.
It's quite sandy and quite chalky, this road, so...
I was thinking, like, Gothric could maybe, I don't know, go around fetching bits of twigs and sharp rocks and trying to make some, like, I don't know, makeshift arrows or whatever.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, if you... I mean, you can spend a good few hours doing that if you want. You can get a few arrows.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, I'll let you get two d20 arrows from that.
2d20?
Yeah, why not? I'm feeling nice. That's where you get 2 ones. So.
27 arrows.
There you go.
Nice.
Now hopefully you'll stop asking me for arrows. Oh my god, Maddie, are you having an
I'm
earthquake?
sorry.
I'm sorry! Earthquake alert. Right, okay, so what would you guys like to do? Just get your stuff ready and head off.
Yeah, have some breakfast.
Okay,
Have a little bit
as you wake up, you notice Beth isn't anywhere to be seen, but after a few moments she returns with, like, a large deer just slung over her shoulder. She, like, slumps it down. She says,
What race is she again?
she's just a human. It's quite big.
Ah, right, okay. Gothric
An
just kind of
Alawi
nods in
build.
respect.
Yeah, she's basically a Lowy, yeah. She's like a goth, big titty goth GF Lowy.
Oh no!
Just slams it down on the ground. She says, we can either cook this now, or we can just put it in the bag and get it later. Sound to you?
Probably best doing it later.
Yeah, maybe we'll give it as an offering to the Oracle or something.
Maybe.
That's a nice idea there.
Aaron says, did you want to send some messages?
Yeah, we need to send one over to Weston. I mean, I fear that he might not respond, but it's worth a try.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe give him something to say if he is unable to talk. Just
Something
take it
to
into
say if
account.
he's unable to talk.
I mean, just any
Well-
response should be fine. If he's alive, he should be able to privately whisper back.
Well, if he's
Unless
on the
he's-
watch, then maybe.
Yeah.
Well, you do it in your head. I don't think you actually have to talk the words.
Scrimshaw doesn't know if that's the case, but Richard believes it's out loud.
Well, yeah, you all just have to find out.
Alright, well, let's. I mean, it is verbals, but I don't know if that's just me or him.
Gideon would know exactly the.
It's verbal on the way back as well.
It's verbal on the way back. I knew it was verbal one way. I didn't know if it was the other way back as well. Okay. I'll send. I kind of sit down, take my book out, flick through the pages until I get to message. Get my wand out. The hue
no one
appears
laughed
to
that time when he said that.
Then flip
Yeah.
the pages over to sending to the real spell.
Yeah. Well, no, send. But the thing is with sending is that I don't have it prepared today.
It's a ritual, isn't it? Isn't it? Is it not?
I don't think so.
Oh, if it's not, then too bad. Message won't reach him.
But this is when you decide what spells you prepare.
Well, it should have been when I woke up, and I didn't do it, so I shan't do it.
But you have an hour to prepare spells at the start of the day, so this is a good time to do that.
Okay, I will take sending. If the GM accepts.
Yeah. It's like when you're in the middle of the day, you can't. But right at the start of the day, it's fine if you need to send it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just. Okay, so sending then. I'll cast it, and 25 words. Weston, we are safe. respond if able to. If not,
That's 10.
make way to the Oracle in the Grey Mountains.
Okay, that's 19, I think. 20.
Stay safe, Gideon. Yeah, something like
Okay. Alright, so you guys carry on picking stuff up and don't really get a response.
that. I don't seem to be getting a response, guys.
Oh, hey, Gideon. Yeah, I just had a great night. Bunch of girls at the pub. I'll see you on the boat. See you later. Bye.
What?
Weston seems to have not been affected, so either they don't know we're. That's strange. Maybe I should do it again. Tell them to be careful.
Maybe tell him to check on the crate and get the fuck out.
Unless they haven't gone to him first.
Okay.
Told to say that.
I think I'll message him again then. That's another slot. Weston, Zoltar Zinfaren chased us out. Go on ship. Check cargo. Get out of there.
Okay.
Trust no one.
Okay. Again, a few
Not
moments
even
pass.
us.
Few moments pass. He says, "Really? Oh shit. I spent the night at the pub. Well, listen. I'll check on the boat. I'll be careful. If not, I'm just gonna leave if the boat is taken over or something. So, message me some other time. I'll tell you where I am. Bye."
Okay, I think he gets the picture, but as far as he knows, nothing's happened, which is interesting. Maybe it's
This
not in
package. This package you mentioned you had to bring to Zoltar. Do you know what's in there?
No idea.
No clue.
And who exactly asked you to deliver?
A friend of ours, or a work acquaintance by the name of Dom Mihir Vahiran. He's one of the higher ups in the port city of Dalaran.
Are you?
We trust him.
He's
So far, he's done us no wrong.
so far. Maybe be cautious in case they don't have cells all over continent.
Well, I'm not usually one for trusting people, so we're generally fairly careful, and I would be surprised if it was anything funny.
Either way, that would be sending a bomb.
Maybe, but
Aaron sort of chuckles. I hope not. You had that on your boat.
yeah. None of you guys try to have a look as I kind of turn to Soccer and Scrimshaw. There's no one had a sneaky peek or anything.
For me.
Darius, you're sounding really quiet.
Not me.
Yeah, so and maybe it is a bomb. That would make for a good story, wouldn't it?
Well, if it turns out to have been, then we have some words to be having with Mihir.
Why?
Because he would have given us a bomb to keep on our ship. Sent us to be blamed for the murder of the leader of a town without our knowledge. Risked our lives.
And
I'd be pretty annoyed.
Is Gothric hearing all this, or are you just?
Yeah,
having private
you guys are just
conversations?
walking and talking effectively.
Gothric just kind of butts in. I mean, I'm not particularly a big fan of cities, so I'm not at a loss. Maybe you guys are, but I've cleared the wild.
Sorry, Unabomber. Aaron's like, I think there's better ways to solve differences than blowing people up.
Maybe.
So, Gothric, you said you haven't really known many people in the wilds. So this is your home, right? You know, what, bar 6 or
Not
7
for a
people.
while.
Right. Well, there must have been someone around, right?
People I knew you probably wouldn't want to know.
How so?
They'd probably kill you as soon as they saw you.
Yeah.
Probably take your stuff.
Oh, you better keep an eye on around us then. I don't want to be running into any of those guys.
Eh,
Grey Mountains are a big place. There's lots
Right,
of lots of territories around here. That,
Yeah.
but the Oracle, everyone respects the Oracle.
Sure. Any family, Gothric? I apologize if I'm sounding too intrusive.
no, it's alright. I had quite a large family, but we don't talk much anymore, so to speak.
Families can be rough, from what I've been told.
Yeah, you could say that.
You know, if you need any help along the journey in the Grey Mountains, you've been really helpful for us so far.
Yeah.
So I'd love to
Yeah.
help.
I'll let you know.
Erin just like says, "We're near," and as she sort of like wipes away like a milestone with like a white sort of bit of chalk, and sort of as she wipes it, a staircase sort of apparates in the rock that you couldn't see before, and it just sort of appears, almost like your eyes had blurred when it looked over there, and as you blinked, as she wiped the dirt off this milestone, you can now suddenly see this staircase leading up this rock cliff face, and you begin scaling up it quite slowly, but because it's nice weather, it's not too windy or anything, you have a good foothold, and you manage to climb up one by one. It's quite steep, but you manage to get there. It takes a good half an hour or something. But as you get to the top, you see this hut, which is made out of white sort of little stone bricks, almost in like sort of the shape of an igloo, but quite large. And there's a couple of smaller huts around it. And the large hut in the center has this sort of like chimney stack with sort of like a blue sparkly smokes just like spiraling out the chimney.
Do we see what kind of people are walking about? Like humans?
Yeah,
elves?
make a perception check.
Okay, sure.
What do you get?
15.
Okay, so as you begin walking around, at first you don't see anyone, and as you begin to approach the huts a bit closer, you hear flapping in the sky, and as you look up, you see a couple of Aarakocra just like flying around overhead. And
Made me nervous for a sec there.
you see two giant rocks flying around above you. So they flap.
None of us have leeches, right?
Sorry?
None of us have leeches, right?
Leeches? No, not after Human Annihilation. That's a Human Annihilation reference. That was terrible. So you see a few Aarakocra flying around. They notice you, but they're not really coming to approach. But they sort of land, and you see like a small little school of like children, like baby Aarakocras, just being ushered away by a couple of them who like usher them into one of the huts. As Erin looks around and she says, "Wow, there's more people here than there were last time." Well,
What are these people doing here?
this is where they live. There's not many
Yes,
of them left. They've been treated very badly. But this is the Grey Mountains. This is where these people come from originally. So.
The I'm going to put in air quotes. Zoltar told us about dangers from the mountains, stuff that he wasn't receiving help with from the king.
The mountains are a dangerous place. Could be anything.
Yes, I'm not sure he was referring to these people. He may have been. But there are a lot of things in the mountains which occasionally do come closer to human lands.
Gideon kind of looks to see these children. I assume they're having kind of what you could assume is a normalish childhood, right?
Yeah, they see a couple of them seem to be running around playing. Like their feathers haven't really come fully in yet, so they flap a little bit as they like jump around. They maybe get a little bit of flight, but they just like land back on their feet and start running around again. As you like are watching them, like an older Aarakocra, maybe about middle-aged or so, like a mother, sees you and just like ushers her children away and just like ushers them into her hut and closes the door and slams the shutters closed.
Is there any particular notice of anyone, like anyone in particular, maybe?
What's that?
Like, did she? Is this in like retaliation to like?
I think
any
it's just in
particular
retaliation
people?
to anyone like you guys just approaching, rather
Right,
than anyone in
okay.
particular.
Are there?
Let Matt speak first because he's been wanting to speak for ages.
It's fine. It's everyone. It's fine. As everyone kind of like walks past, Gideon kind of sees this like normal childhood, and like kind of stands still, takes a back seat, and kind of like reflects on how crap his childhood was and how he didn't get to have these moments where he could run around and be a child. And it kind of takes him for a moment. And he kind of stands there and looks a bit glum, even though they're being ushered away because they clearly we don't look like nice people.
Erin comes over and she says, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, sometimes you wish you lived a different life.
Yes.
The cards you got dealt weren't quite the ones you ever wanted. Just having one of those moments.
Listen, take my advice. Don't think about it too hard. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it, and all that will happen is you just make yourself miserable. Try and make your life better, rather than care about the past.
I'd like to think that, but sometimes the past just feels too heavy. I need to change what happened in the past.
Why?
Why do I need to change the past? Well, it's to stop the bad things happening. It's to protect the people I couldn't protect.
Everything that's happened to you has made you the person you are. And you can either take the sacrifice that those people have made for you to make you the person you are and make life better, or you can go within yourself and become miserable, and then it's not worth it. I had a chance to sell out, to be, another person in the Arcanum who, I don't know, who had no standards, no morals, and I would have been probably the richest person in Orphade, but I decided to do what I thought was right, and now I'm much happier for it, even though I'm running now from that life. I think accepting who you are is the best thing. Don't try and change it. You're never going to be able to.
I just kind of don't say anything back.
Alright, well, the Oracle will see us. If there's anything else you guys want to do.
On our way through, are there any of the Aarakocra children that are trying to fly? Are any of them? Do any of them come close?
They do come a little close, in a sort of like they're trying to look at you guys and see who you really are. They don't see many humans or anything, or
not
special
casual,
type.
not close enough that I could casually try and just like touch one on the shoulder.
No, they won't come that close, okay. And they're very sheepish. They'll like come a bit close, almost like they're trying to see how close they can get before you sort of like turn and look at them, and then they all run away.
I was thinking of maybe trying to cast fly on one of the ones that's trying to make their day,
Yeah,
or
unfortunately,
possibly cause their death.
they just fall off the cliff. Yeah, unfortunately, they are a little bit too sheepish for that. They're
Okay,
sort of,
that's fine.
they're a bit bashful. They come a bit close, and then you turn around to look at them, and then they all just start dashing away and hide behind a rock or something.
Okay. Onward.
Okay, so Erin leads you to the big hut in the center with the and instead of a door, there's like these sort of like you know the anti-mosquito sort of like beady chain things that hide that butchers have in their shops and stuff. It's like more like that, and you sort of like go through these beads which just clink all over you as you enter this quite nice sort of very minimalistic style hut with someone at the far side just sort of sat on a wicker chair. There's this sort of like bowl with lightly burning sort of scented incense or something, sort of like burning off the bowl. And seeing Erin enter, this Aarakocra, quite old, like grey feathers, a lot of patches where there's just no feathers at all, and like very sort of withered and looking and old and stuff, sort of stands up and says, "Erin Kesera." She says, it's been a long time, Oracle. He says, "Oh, come in, please. And your friends, nice to meet you all."
Gothric kind of just gives a little head bow and just kind of, "Nice to meet you."
Wow, you have grown since we last met. Hello, all of you. I'm sorry that I did not know that you were coming. I would have tidied up a little bit. And he starts like cleaning up little pieces of like twigs and stuff. He's like made a bit of a nest. He starts like clearing some space for you to sit down, like the bowl in the center. And he says, "What can I do for you? I'm oh, it's so nice to see you again." He just hugs Aaron. He sort of like hugs him back. And she says, "Unfortunately, we come under bad circumstances. From what we can tell, a group of doppelgangers have infested Oristas, have captured a lot of the High Council and Zoltar Zinfaren, and have hidden him somewhere that we suspect is in the Grey Mountains somewhere. The only thing we know about where he may be is something about the Emperor Under." And the Oracle sort of says, "And what do you think I can do about this?" And he sort of like clears the bits of things. She says, "Well, I was sort of hoping that you would be able to consult the Nameless One." And he sort of turns around and says, "Bloody hell, you ask a lot of me." I haven't had much success in that department for a long time. Would any of you like anything to drink? As he sits down.
What have you got?
Water.
Just water and milk. Anything else? And I would have to go quite far for that.
None for me,
Water.
thanks.
You can have a glass of milk. That would be nice. Thank you.
Look,
A
please.
glass.
or a flagon or whatever.
Yeah, he
you
has
all
like a couple of
carry
skins, like a sort of skins. Yeah, he hands them over. You sort of like pull the cork off and sniff it a little bit. It's a bit on the turn. You taking a sip of it. It tastes very weird. It's not cow's milk, that's for sure.
Gothric just enjoying his water, just
Yeah.
chugging it down.
The Oracle
enjoying
sort of
this,
says. The Oracle says, "We have lots of natural springs. The water around here is the purest in Orthaid, really."
Nice. Water. Drink more.
Well, you want me to consult the? Do you want me to consult the Nameless One? Well, I suppose I could try.
Does Gothric know anything about this Nameless One? by any
Yeah,
chance?
yeah. also known as the Unnamed. It's like the god of. It's a very tribal god, specific to the Grey Mountains. It's a god of knowledge, effectively, like of tribal primal knowledge. Although a lot of people don't even consider it to really be a god. You know, some people think it's like a sort of a fey creature or something. But it's very helpful at times, and sometimes it just doesn't help you at all.
Like the Fae.
Yeah. So the Oracle says, I could give it a try, but I'd ideally want 3 questions.
Why 3?
Everything works better in 3s.
That is true. I can't disagree with that.
It means that if I ask 3, sounds more serious than if I just ask 1. Is there something about some Emperor Under?
Who is he? Where is he? How can we kill him?
Yeah. I think I could give it. Yeah, let me give it a try. Your friend's altar Zinfaren. Maybe if I asked. Richard has gone for a second. He's go to the toilet. Yeah. What 3 questions should I ask?
Well, first one you had sorted out. What else do we need to know? Maybe something about the doppelgangers, more broadly.
But what broadly did you want to know about?
What the plan is, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I tend to get yes or no answers. I might be able to ask for a more specific answer, but that might require more of a. I think you might get more luck if you either ask yes or no questions, or if you come and collect something for me that might help it a little bit more. Some herbs and spices and that sort of thing.
What kind of herbs and spices?
Well, there's a very rare herb that grows in the sort of peaks of the Grey Mountains. That I sort of need if I'm going to have a bit more of a communication. If you can get that for me, I'll gladly be able to ask a long-winded question for you. But otherwise, it will just be yes or no questions, and I'm not sure if that will help you very much.
Is the time to spare for this?
What's that?
I think we have a little bit of time to spare.
Aaron
How long
says.
during?
Oh, go ahead.
Go on.
Go on, Zach.
I think we do need a bit more clarification. We know basically nothing.
Yeah. Aaron says, where is this herb? And the oracle says, it tends to grow in just a few places. There, right at the peak of the mountain, there is a cave that it grows in, and then it grows in some other mountain peaks as well. But really, the closest is a few days up the mountain from here.
Are there any particular beasties around there?
There can be.
Any specifics?
Wolves,
I can handle wolves.
mountain goats.
Are you sure you can handle one of those?
Maybe not. Maybe.
Trust me. They produce some good milk. Mountain goats.
Is this mountain goat milk?
Oh no, that's Sandra's. I'm not gonna say that. That's that's a mountain. That's mountain goat milk.
That's delightful. Sandra the Aarakocra.
No, there's no rock. Well, as far as I can tell. Well, there has been rock in the past, but I don't tend to really stay here. Not during summer, at least.
Well, I don't mind going up with you guys to try and get the herbs, as long as it's going to be worth it. That we're not going to be wasting our time.
How long would it take to get there?
Well, she said a couple days.
2 days
Couple
travel.
days. 2 days.
That's walking. Of course. But, I mean, I could always start with the yes or no questions, and if that helps you a little bit, then you might be able to decide.
Sure, I mean, we can. How about we ask the original aforementioned question, and then go from there.
So what is that question?
What the plan of the doppelgangers is, I think?
No, because that's a yes or a no.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the same for the Under Emperor.
Yeah.
Maybe there's...
Erin says, what about is the Emperor under in the Grey Mountains?
I assume that...
But
Unless
we don't
anyone
know
else
for
is
sure, really, do we? I mean...
It's worth a shot. I mean, if it doesn't give us any information, then we could just get the herbs anyway.
Well, how about we ask this question, and then if he says yes, or the spirit, says yes, we can get the herbs and then use that to find where exactly, or give us a better idea of where it is.
Yeah.
And then we have one question left, maybe to ask about something else.
Well, I could do 3 questions a day, really. Don't need to worry about the 3 particular questions. They just have to be yes or no. But if you don't want... listen, Aaron, usually people come to me and they ask all sorts of questions about fortunes and that sort of thing, and it's strange having people that don't want any answers. So.
Well, I was thinking that, but I'm not sure I want to do it with everyone around. No offense, guys.
I'd rather not know my fate.
Sokka?
I get it.
Was that a yes, you want to know about your fate, or you're enjoying that milk, yes?
I'm enjoying the milk. I'd rather not know.
Oh, you'd rather not know. Okay. Well, I suppose there is one question I could ask. If that's alright with everyone else.
Sure.
Is my father still alive?
Yeah. Right, well... I guess, any other questions before I start? Alright, well, let's do that one.
I mean, guys, I could do 1,000,000 if you want.
Oh, I love questions like this. Okay, so he starts sort of humming to himself, like... and then he sort of, like, begins blowing on the fire, and the sort of the bowl that has these sort of, like, herbs and spices in, 7 different kinds of... begins, like, burning, like, sort of almost spitting on the fire, and sort of, like, begins skipping around the bowl, and this sort of, like, weird purpley blue smoke comes up. Oh, Scrimshaw's got one. Okay. That's 2 questions. Yeah, we can do that. So we can do Gideon's and then those 2.
Richie Babes is typing.
Card Babs. Dot.
Is that the only questions, or are you asking another one? Oh.
Just a second, if someone else. Well, that's just one. Well, which one would you like? Is my master safe, or is my master alive?
I feel like safe would probably...
Okay. Alright, so if anyone has a third question, they are welcome to ask. Actually, Erin says, yeah, she'll ask Zoltar Zinfaren. Is Zoltar Zinfaren in the Great Mountains?
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so yeah, he starts humming, breathing in the smoke, and his eyes like roll back in his head, like he's an Aarakocra, so his long beak sort of almost goes like a bit droopy for a second, and then his eyes roll back in the back of his head, and he sort of like leans back in the wicker chair as he sort of goes and just breathes out this sort of smoke which covers the room, sort of like glitters. And he says, "Speak your questions."
Is my father alive?
You're like, waits a moment, like, yes.
Damn it.
And then Scrimshaw says, "Is my master safe?" Is my master safe? The Aarakocra like sort of almost leans forward a little bit and says, "Unknown." And
Oh my
then-
god, the nameless one's just a magic 8-ball.
then,
Try again later.
then Aaron says, what's Aaron say? Aaron says, "Is Zoltar Zinfaren in the Grey Mountains?" Somewhere in the Grey Mountains. And the Aarakocra says, "No."
Well, shit.
That's curious.
And then the Aarakocra just shakes his head. Oh, I love doing that.
Gideon kind of slinks off into the corner of the room and just sits there. Actually, you can't really do that because there's no one else here to talk. Sorry.
Aaron says, so Zoltar isn't in the Grey Mountains.
That
If he
means we
isn't in the
don't know where he
mountains, then
is.
where is he? Still in Orestas?
I think it might be more important to find these herbs then, if we really want to know specifics.
I mean, I guess we could keep guessing place after place after place, but
But we'll be here.
It's 3 questions a day,
That would,
so...
yeah. Then I feel like we may overstay our welcome if we keep requesting that.
Yes, the Oracle's like, yeah, I do this for free, but...
Yeah, and we really appreciate it. Don't get me wrong.
Well, so I hope
One
that
moment,
somehow
switching
answered your
audio
questions.
devices.
But if you, but I suppose if you want to have some more specifics, then the only thing you can get is those herbs for me.
Okay, how will we recognize the herbs?
They are very specific. They have black stems and red thorns.
Okay, black stems, red thorns. Black stems, red thorns.
Not red stems, black thorns. They are very poisonous, and I don't want to breed them in.
Okay, just now, just to be clear, none of us are colorblind, right?
No, unless it's dark.
Okay, let's pick these out in the light. We don't want to be bringing back
Oh.
reverse.
Don't prick yourself on them either.
Gothic kind of writes down black stems, red thorns into a little journal.
If you prick yourself on them, you might have quite the experience. I wouldn't recommend it to you.
Dangerous?
It can be
Dangerous
dangerous.
or
Yeah,
interesting?
it can be dangerous if you're walking on a cliff when it happens.
Yeah.
So I would recommend attempting it in the safety of a nice hut, nicely heated hut.
Do you have any
Maybe we-
gloves?
Gloves? No,
Yeah,
Got gloves.
I don't have gloves.
Poisons don't have a great effect on me, and maybe I should do the picking.
Oh,
Maybe.
fantastic. You look like you're made out of wood anyway, don't you?
Oh, are my movements that wooden?
haven't seen you dance yet.
Do the robot.
Erin stands up and she just like looks at you two weirdly, and she's like, "Okay, well, um, we could stay here overnight, but the day has only really begun. We could set off now.
Sounds like a
By all
plan.
means.
Is there anything you guys wanted to do here whilst you were here, or?"
I don't suppose you guys have some air taxi service going on.
No.
It's a long shot, you know. I don't know what you guys do. I've never, I don't think I've really seen anyone that looks like
I
you
mean,
before.
that would imply that they themselves could just get the herd.
Sorry.
There's a few reasons you can't really fly in near the peaks. There's really volatile wind currents, which, especially during summer, tend to make it very undesirable to fly around these parts.
Oh, thanks
It's
for
nice down here because it's not too high, but when you get higher up, just be careful. Don't assume that just because you're on solid ground, nothing can get to you.
warning. Okay. Do you know of any particularly dangerous beasts that we might encounter?
Yeah, wolves and mountain goats.
Oh,
Beware
is
the
that
mountain goat.
just regular old wolves and mountain goats, or something different?
Don't know. It's been about 20 years since I've had this herb, so people don't tend to come to me very often.
Okay. Well, things should be fairly simple if that's all we might find on the road. Let's hope that it is.
Right. Well, best of luck, all of you.
Thank you.
Hey,
We'll try and bring back a little extra. You
Yes.
you seem to speak fondly of the other effects.
Of course. Yes. Thank you. Well, are we? Yeah. All right. Let's head off now.
Thank
You guys leave the hut and you see Bet sort of like having made like a sort of a bonfire with a bunch of sticks that she's found, and she's just like roasting this large deer like outside, and like a bunch of kids is just sort of crowding around her, just like helping her turn the thing. And Erin's like, Bet, we should go. And Bet's like, right. Just like leaves the deer there roasting.
Oh, that's nice. All right.
yeah, let's do this.
Okay.
Do you know the way?
Yeah, I have an idea.
Okay. Lead the
Right.
way.
So you guys begin climbing up the cliff, and so you spend the next couple of days traveling quite quickly. Not too not too bad. The weather is just perfect, really, for climbing mountains and stuff. And you climb up rock falls and scale cliffs quite without much issue. And whenever you would come across something that might annoy you, either Erin or Scrimshaw. I think I'm having dementia. I think I get dementia. Yeah, so Erin or Scrimshaw or Gideon or someone find some sort of solution to deal with
I
it.
have fly.
Yeah, exactly right. So on the last day, as you get to the top, pretty much of this mountain, and you start to feel the wind sort of beginning to swirl around the top of this mountain top. You see on the peak is this sort of like large bouldered sort of cliff entrance. With this sort of scaling, sort of swirling type of road that leads up to it with a bunch of bushes and sort of things. You've never been, this high up before. And looking around, you can see for miles and miles and miles, all the way over the Oostwood from where you are. You can probably see over all the way really to about where Deed is on the map or something. Quite far. And
Can I see a tower in the
not with your naked eyes.
My artwork's not quite ready.
No, the tower is actually a bit further west from Deed. So Then
Okay.
really where you can see. But you can see the Oostwood sprawled before you and Fortinburn and stuff. Anyway, so you guys, it's getting quite dark towards the second half of this day, but you see the top of this cave. But as you begin to move up, you begin to hear... As you look around, you see a few wolves behind you. Maybe 5 or 6 sort of quite large dire wolves. And then you also see in front of you maybe 4 or 5 more.
Gothard kind of notches an arrow, just prepared, and is going to kind of keep an eye out in case they start moving closer.
Is there a way past that doesn't involve going right next to them?
This is the situation you find yourself in.
Do we still have the deer?
The deer? No, that was
The
ages.
deer
That was
we
2
talked
days ago.
about.
I was gonna say,
That was
throw
like-
them the
That was 2 days ago.
Do we have any meat on us?
Oh, sorry, I haven't done my HP since just. So.
Can I try and speak with animals
Yep.
and try and
They were all asleep, right?
oh if they're asleep then I won't.
They're not asleep. No. They are
Oh, I thought you said
growling.
they were asleep.
No,
Oh,
okay.
I heard snoring.
no, because they followed you, and they have sort of one group is in front of you, one group is behind you, and as you sort of get back to back with each other, they have sort of began pacing back and forth in front of you.
Okay.
Yeah. Speak with animals. Hello?
The sort of alpha wolf sort of says, "What are you doing here?
We're just passing through.
This is our territory."
Or we're just about to leave. We're on our way out.
It's dangerous up here.
Yeah.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh god. I'm not very good at them. Oh.
So- The wolves begin the alpha wolf begins growling at you, and it sort of goes, "Go."
I say in common, let's move. Let's move. Let's move on quickly.
Okay.
It's not.
Gothard still
They're not.
gonna keep
Basically,
his
they're not
bow
letting you
raised.
go the way that you want to go. They just say,
Oh.
"Go back." Effectively.
Can we just get through, please?
Unfortunately, yeah, your persuasion's not quite enough. They're if you take basically the alpha was if you take a step forward, tear you apart.
Do I know whether bigger wolves are more intimidating, or what type of wolf approximately would be more intimidating?
These are dire wolves.
Gothard's just going to kind of look at Saga. What's the plan? Are they going to let us through?
I think
It
you're
looks like
probably
they're
a
gonna
little
look through.
smaller than them, unless you polymorph.
Yeah. I turn into a wolf.
I think you can finish with. So, are you Circle of the Moon or?
Dreams. I'm a druid.
Circle of dreams.
I turn into a normal wolf and just kind of move forward and growl at them.
Oh, okay. Make an intimidation check with disadvantage because you're a small.
I feel like you'd have a better chance of
God.
rolling on your belly and trying to be cute.
Okay, you step forward, and the alpha wolf, seeing this clearly as some sort of challenge, just dashes forward at you. All right, roll initiative. Hang on, let me remove all turns.
You should have been a bear or something.
Where is my?
Now you tell me.
Hey, look, I can't tell you though.
I dropped a pin somewhere on the ground, and now I'm scared because I might step on it by accident.
That's the worst.
Forgot to click on myself again. Sorry.
You are such a
Well
noob. What'd you get?
14.
14.
I think in the old campaign we just did that if you forget to click on your token, then you just do it again.
Yeah, but then everyone forgot, and they would always get bad rolls, and then they would do it again, and then they got good rolls.
Yeah.
Alright, 5. Right, okay. Right, okay, so has everyone done it, yeah? Everyone done their turns?
Yep.
Alright, so, Gotheric, you see, Saka is a bit slow off the mark, but you see the Alpha Wolf beginning to, like, raise its hackles and growl, and begins to dash forward. What do you do?
Immediately just try and send 2 arrows into him.
Okay, this is the Alpha Wolf here.
Which one?
This one in the middle
hang
on
on.
the right.
Oh, right, okay. Still though, 2 arrows.
Okay.
Hang on.
What's it?
I think one of them's going to be sharpshooter, I think. Hang on. What's sharpshooter again?
Sharpshooter is -5 to your roll, but you get +10 if it hits, +10 damage.
Okay, the first one's going to be sharpshooter, the second
Okay.
one isn't going to.
Okay, 17 -5. That doesn't hit, I'm afraid. Second one doesn't hit it either. Okay, you let loose 2 arrows just off the mark. They just fly off and just sort of skim the direwolf's coat as it begins to dash towards Saka. Saka,
Alright,
you've turned into a wolf, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Is that just a regular wolf?
Gothric.
I'm just.
10, 15, 20, 25. Gothric's going to kind of try and stand in the way and just get his 2-handed battle axe out then. And
Okay.
Just, yeah.
Mhm.
Growling in return. Ah!
Okay. you fire. You knock 2 arrows and fire them as you rush up. Battle axe at the ready. Stand in the way. All right, Scrimshaw.
Okay, Scrimshaw is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Gonna just run straight up to the Alpha.
Get Alfred.
Be like, what? And
You what?
cast Armor Agathis.
Oh, I forgot to do errands. Yeah, go ahead. Cast Armor of Agathis.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's it.
Right, okay. Sorry. Erin is next with 10. Alright, so Erin is... Oh god, I need to see what spells she has now. Erin is like, okay, did not want to fight here, but she sort of like takes a few steps back. She's going to... Oh, hang on. Sorry. I've got so many different things. Erin Cassera, character sheet. What is she going to cast? Jesus Christ. Alright, she's going to cast... She really doesn't want to hurt these dogs, but she might have to. She's going to cast Wall of Fire, I think.
Okay.
So this is going to be 10... Is it 5, 10, 10 thingies? I think so. You make the wall up to 60 feet long, 20 feet high, 1 foot... Yeah, that's it. Okay, so 60 feet long. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So you, just this like wall of fire just bursts out from behind you. As you see, the last thing you see before the walls basically get blurred out with fire is that they sort of see the fire burst out and sort of like begin to turn away. And she takes a step back here. She's like, oh, good thing that we didn't get flanked there. Right, Gideon.
I was just gonna fireball them all.
Erin's like, I don't want to kill them all.
Well,
I'm too nice for that.
She lacks niceness. Fireball in the middle.
Of these guys, you can't actually
Yeah.
see past these because this is an opaque wall of fire. So placing a
Oh,
fireball is going to be quite
God damn it, Aaron. I was so excited for that. And I was like, it's my turn next, it's my turn next. Aaron then gets a turn, and puts a bloody wall up. I'm gonna go up to Aaron and slap her in the face. Boring.
What? Try and break the concentration.
Actually, I'll let you make a perception check.
Perception check.
Yeah, make a perception check just to see if you can like spot through the flames. A place to put it. You're rolling really fucking badly. Okay. I will say you can choose a point, and then I'll let it scatter with like 10 feet or so from where you place it.
Alright.
Yeah. So where do you want to put it? Okay. Roll me a d8. So it's from there.
I've probably mine roll.
/R 1d8.
Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so it centers here.
I love how like when I need to roll low, it's rolling high, and when I need to roll high, it's rolling low.
So these 4 are in it, then.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. Alright, so that's...
Just level 3.
That's dex save, I think. Yeah.
yeah, dex save on these direwolves.
That wasn't a very good roll, to be honest.
Dex.
There's only one below average.
Yeah, but look how many
right.
ones there were. My nat ones were really.
That's a 7, 15, 18, and 19.
What, sorry?
So 7, 15, 18, 19 on the dex saves. So one
well,
fail,
one-
is it?
Yeah,
Okay,
just the 7
So one of them
fails.
fails, takes 27, so I'll say this one in the middle takes that. And then the others take half.
Okay.
Minus 27, and then that's going to be... it's going to be 13?
Well, rounded up.
Yeah, rounds
rounded down.
Okay, rounds down. 13.
13. Oh, that's a lot of damage. The fire, you just manage to spot in the flames as this sort of like vision thingies. You scatter a little bit, but it explodes, and you see the backs of these wolves just go up in flames, singes their backs, and they yelp out effectively.
Uh-huh.
Okay, right. These wolves on this side aren't going to do anything. These wolves are going to jump forward. Right, so Saka, Scrimshaw. Okay, yeah. So this is how this is going to go. So Saka, Scrimshaw is going to have 2. Gothric's going to have 1. Darius is going to have 1. Okay. All right. So, bite. Oh, Saka. This is going to be a natural 1. See that?
That's a no.
All right. So on Darius, no, sorry, on Scrimshaw, there's going to be 2 attacks with advantage because they have pack tactics. So this is going to be 20 and 24.
Both hit.
Okay, so that's 12 and 10.
Okay, they both take 20 damage.
Okay. So they jump towards you, and your armor agathis shatters and just showers them in ice, and they sort of yelp as they jump onto you. The alpha wolf just fully covered. Make a strength check.
Strength save.
Strength save, sorry. Okay, that's fine. Oh no, you are prone. Right.
Okay.
You failed. Right. Okay, so now on Gothric, you have... This is 1 attack with advantage. That's
Okay.
10 to hit.
Yeah, that doesn't hit.
Okay, and then on Darius, this is 1 attack with advantage. 11. Oh my god, they're doing terribly. Okay, that was 11. I assume that misses as well.
His AC is 13.
Okay, and these wolves here are just gonna step back. Yeah, they're moving. Actually, they're just gonna run. I think. I'll roll a d20 for this because that's a lot of fire. And the wolves don't like fire. All right, no, they're not. They're not gonna run away. They're just gonna move back a bit. Okay. All right, Darius.
Okay, Darius is going to let's choose 20 foot. He is going to cast Sleep on a 20-foot cube.
Oh, cool.
So that's going to affect all of the ones this side.
Okay.
It's basically everything around here.
Roll that dice.
He's going to cast it at level 2.
Okay.
Hopefully it doesn't lock us
7.
out.
D8. Okay, so that's 30 points of hit points for it
Yeah.
to affect.
So this one falls asleep, and that's it. Boop. Okay.
Was that the alpha?
Yeah. So this one here, the alpha, yeah, just falls over a bit. But the others, they have too many hit points. Too many.
Damn. Okay.
If it was 4 more, the other one would have. Right. Okay. So that's Darius. Saka.
Okay, I'm going to move there and then hit the one in front of me.
Can you still mob form?
Bonk.
Yeah,
Oh, nice
so
hits.
at 17.
Yep.
And then that's 2d4 plus 2.
9. Okay. Bonk. Yeah. You bite into it. This like larger direwolf just like towering over you, but you manage to dodge its bite towards you, and you sidestep out the way and bite it in the neck. Okay.
It has to make a DC 11 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
Ooh, cool. Right. Saving throw. That's a natural 20. I suppose it's just because it's bigger than you. You just like try and like grapple it to the ground. Okay.
Okay, that's my go.
Thrick.
Alright, so, seeing this wolf try and get at me, Gothric's just gonna kind of, two, attacks with his battle axe. One will be with Fighting Spirit, so that's one with advantage.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. That hits. And
Second
that one does not hit. Nope.
Alright, cool.
9. Cool. Slash into it. The axe bites into its mangy fur. Okay.
And that's basically it for now.
Okay, cool. Right, Scrimshaw.
Okay, Scrimshaw is going to switch to the thing that lets him move his character, then swing round to here.
Okay.
So that he's engaged with both of these dudes.
Mhm.
And he will cast Armor of Agathis again.
Okay, cool. Right,
And
Aaron.
that's it.
Instead of just tactics, just walk into groups of people with Armor Agathis on and just pray they hit you.
Pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, that's his build. He's been playing too much Path of Exile. Right, okay. Aaron is just going to say, I didn't want to kill them. But we're in their territory. Okay, she has not taken anything good. She's taken, her spell list is pretty good. Oh my god, she has like nothing useful here. Okay, she is going to cast...
It's just a bunch of utility, basically.
Kind of. Yeah, the only offensive spell she has is Wall of Fire. So,
It's just too nice.
yeah, she's going to cast Hold Monster on this one.
Oof. That's a big spell to use on one direwolf.
She doesn't really want to kill them. Yeah, actually, she's not going to do that. She's just going to cast Greater Invisibility, and you watch Aaron go, whoop, disappears.
And so does the Wall of Fire.
It's Greater Invisibility. Oh, it's Concentration, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, Wall of Fire disappears as well.
Gothric just kind of face pounds a little.
Gideon.
Seeing the wall disappear, Gideon's like, oh dear, this isn't good. So we'll move, like, down here, say. And we'll do, actually we'll come up to here, and Thunderstep Darius.
Where are you going to
to
thunder step into?
just kind of like, because we're supposed to be going down, right? That's upwards. That's up the mountain. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So kind of like bring him down, like over here, say.
Okay.
Um,
Cool.
just
Is it dexterity save they need to do?
Yep.
You really like thunder step after that.
It's useful. I like
Yeah, that's an 8. Is it
yeah,
is it the
that-
second one as well? Because is it 10 foot?
each creature within 10 feet. So
Yeah, okay,
probably
so that's going to be an 8 and a 9, so they both take the damage.
they're both gonna both take the damage. So that damage is 3d10 thunder on a failed save. Okay, so I'll do that manually.
Okay.
So
Cool, 10.
Oh.
10 and 10.
The
This just all the dust and you watch as like a couple of rocks fall from the cliff the other side. And you just see this just like just this dust storm appears where Gideon and Darius was, and they just appear off the side. Right, okay.
It's worth noting as well that it causes a sonic, like a sound that can be heard 300 feet away as well.
Yep. Mhm.
Just remote.
Okay.
All have sensitive ears.
Right, direwolves. Right, this one is going to wrap around and attack Gothric here. This one's still
So that's
asleep.
2 with advantage.
Yep. So, 2 with advantage. This is going to be a 15.
Does not hit.
Okay, and 17.
That hit.
Okay, so that's 9 damage. And make a strength saving throw for me.
Okay. Okay, so that's 4 right now. Strength though.
Mhm. Okay, you are prone.
Okay.
Right, okay, so this one's going to attack Saka again.
Okay.
Not with advantage though, just regularly. Oh, that's a 23 to hit.
One of its friends is within 5 feet of me, though.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's the same, 23. That's 10 damage.
Okay.
And make a strength save for me. See, the knocked prone part doesn't really make sense
Fuck.
if there's another person nearby. Okay, you are prone.
Oh,
And Scrimshaw, this one's going to attack you, and you are prone. And you are advantaged as well. So that's 20 to hit.
That hits.
That's 10 piercing damage.
Okay, and it takes 20.
Okay. All right, this one's dead. Just bites into you, and the ice shatters in its jaws, and just peppers it with ice, and it sort of rolls over, just like flips a few meters away, dead, like bleeding out. All right, Darius.
Oh, that's me.
That is you.
How much have these 3 been hit so far?
To be honest, not that much, really.
Okay.
Really, the only
so
damage this one took was the Thunder Step. This one's taken a Gothric attack, and then this one has been the Sakura attack, I think, with Wolf.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're not too hurt.
In which case,
Sleep again. Just sleep constantly. Let's sleep.
I mean, it's not a bad plan.
These wolves have tentatively, by the way, moved up. They're not attacking. They're just sort of like growling at you, like. Rawr, rawr, rawr. These are the weaker pussy wolves.
The beta wolves.
Yeah, some might say.
It's 5 foot. Yeah, he'll move up to defend his sister. He will move up and thunderclap this dude.
Thunderclap his ass cheeks.
So he turns around, does a little twerk, and just.
It's just like he's twerking, thunderclapping. Oh, what a bad image. No, I can't have that image. Okay, so you thunderclap.
Darius
your
is dummy
cheeks.
thick. It is canon.
Okay, what
Con
does
save,
this guy
please.
need to do? Con save. Okay, that is going to be a 20.
Oh, well, that succeeds.
Natural
So it
18.
does nothing.
Is that it? Really? Okay.
You will give a bardic inspiration to Gothric.
Okay.
hey.
Right,
Is
Saka.
that like a D4?
I'm
D6.
gonna
D6.
Okay, cool.
get up and attack the one in front of me with advantage because
Okay.
tactics.
Yep.
22.
That hits.
2d4 plus 2. That's
that's not
8
bad.
damage.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
And needs to do a strength save.
Yes, please.
Oh, that's a 5. It is prone.
And then I'm gonna use my bonus action to do Balm of the Summer Courts and heal Gothric
Okay.
for 3d6. So 6.
Ooh.
6 HP, Gothric.
Okay. Well, cheers.
That's my go.
So on 16. Okay, cool. At the top of the round.
And 3 temp hit points.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. So top of the round, you guys hear this like low rumbling sort of like echo across the cliff face, and you see the wolves like look up and sort of whimper slightly. But we'll see what happens. Right, Gothric.
Gothric kind of gets up. He's not particularly amused. He's going to two-handed battle axe strike this guy first.
Okay.
One with fighting spirit again. So that's one with advantage.
Okay.
Neither hit.
No, that first one hits, and the second one hits. They both
Okay.
hit.
Oh, they both hit. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's 7 plus 8 damage. That's 15 damage to guy on the right.
Okay, 15. Lovely.
15.
Okay. He's
then
really hurt.
He's gonna action surge and hit the other guy.
The other guy. Okay. This one's really hurt though. That you've left.
Yeah, no, it's just kind of.
Okay. Well, it's your choice. Right. That's just a 9, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That misses.
Okay. And that is 5 plus.
No, that misses.
Oh, the first.
But the first
oh
one
no,
hit.
I'm on about the first one. 'Cause I
Oh,
get
sorry.
extra
Yeah.
attack.
Right. Okay. Right. The first one hits. Yeah. The
Yeah.
first one hits, and then the second one misses. Right. So that's 5. Okay. Brilliant. Anything else, Gothric?
He's just gonna kind of. If he walks away, he's gonna get opportunity attack, ain't he?
You don't know. Maybe.
He
You
could.
could.
Fuck it. He's just gonna kind of saunter on over.
Okay, you notice
Over
that
this
the
way.
wolves that you just attacked are whimpering and are very scared. They are somewhat
And they
affected.
don't opportunity attack me.
They're like
Okay.
you just basically attacked 2 whimpering dogs after that sound you heard echoing across the cliff face.
They hit me first.
Well, there you go. Right, Scrimshaw.
I'm gonna say we should probably get out of here. Whatever's making those wolves scared is probably no bueno. And I'm gonna start moving away.
Okay.
Is this one just whimpering too?
From what you can tell, yep.
Then I will kind of see. I want to like call for people to follow and have them come with me, but I don't, because how initiative works. I don't want to just be like 60 feet away from everyone.
Just hold your action to move with everyone else.
Okay, then I will hold my action to move away with everyone else.
Okay. Right, so 11. You see, as you guys all look up and you see these wolves whimpering, you look up into the cliff face, and running down are 3 sort of large white furred creatures that I've probably not seen before, but one is considerably larger than the others, and
Oh.
bam, just start running down the mountain face.
Snowballs.
The snowballs. Bear with me a second. I have done something wrong here with the.
I should not have wasted my action surge.
I should not have wasted my both of my spell slots.
Okay.
Oh, the pains of being a warlock.
So they've run down. I'll say they have half movement, so they can get here. Boop. How far can this guy move? He can move there.
Oh no, Gideon.
Right. Luckily for you, they don't have reach. But they do have chilling gaze. So.
What the fuck?
Mike loves to make creatures appear near me.
You walked over here.
What? Hold on. I don't mind this happened, but I just want to correct you here. I moved here, and then we heard the noise at the top of the hill.
That's true, but this was always going to happen.
Like, you could just be saying that for all I know.
How ignorant, how silly of you to move.
Yeah, how
toward
dare
the
you?
cliff.
Okay,
Next time I'll
Gideon,
go near the cliffs, and the rocks will come again.
Gideon, Scrimshaw,
Clearly
and
should move towards the cliff edge.
Gideon, Scrimshaw, and Gothric make Constitution saving throws.
Okay. It's okay, because I got +5, and that doesn't matter.
Oh, okay, this is fantastic. Right, so,
Oh god.
right, Gideon, Scrimshaw, and Gothric, you take 12 damage, cold damage.
12, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And you are paralyzed.
Oh shit.
Okay.
By the way, when are we...
Yeah,
I've got to-
I think we'll probably stop here, actually.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Gothric, are you still prone? You're not, are you?
No, I got up because I
okay,
was
yeah, that's
attacking those two.
Okay, we'll stop there. Okay?
Okay.
Alright, cool.
Is it okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Alright, okay, cool. Thanks for coming, guys. This is going to be an interesting one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to end
I was
the stream.
just planning on picking up the wolf and throwing it at them.
You're going to pick up the wolf.
Pick up the dead wolf and just chuck it at them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.